I know she said it's alright, but you gon' make it up next time. I know she knows it's not right. There ain't no use in lying. Maybe she thinks I know something. Maybe she thinks it's fine. Or maybe she knows something I don't. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of trying. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. And oftentimes we're lazy. It seems to stand in my way. 'Cause no one, no, not no one likes to be let down. I know she loves the sunrise, no longer sees it with her sleeping eyes. And I know that when she said she's gonna try, well, it might not work because of other ties. And I know she usually has some other ties, and I wouldn't wanna break them. I wouldn't wanna break them. Maybe she'll help me to untie this, but until then, well, I'm gonna have to lie to her. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. And oftentimes we're lazy. It seems to stand in my way. 'Cause no one, no, not no one likes to be let down. It seems to me that maybe it pretty much always means no. So don't tell me, you might just let it go. That you try, baby, the further you fall. Even with all the money in the whole wide world, please, please, please don't pass me. Please, please, please don't pass me. Please, please, please don't pass me by. Everything you know about me now, baby, you're gonna have to change. You're gonna call it by a brand new name. Ooh, please, please. Please don't tag me, please, please, please.
sing sweet song again. Will you know why? Anyone who sings a tune so sweet is passing by. Laugh in the sunshine, sing, cry in the dark, fly through the night. Don't cry now. Don't you cry. Don't you cry anymore. La 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 la. Sleep in the stars. Don't you cry. Dry your eyes on the wind. La 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 la. All I know is something like a bird within her sang. All I know, she sang a little while and then flew on. Tell me all that you know, I'll show you snow and rain.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for coming, y'all.
Coming to you live from historic McBean Stadium in the heart of Lincoln, California. It's time for Potters Baseball. Potters Baseball brought to you by Stone's Broadcast Networks. And now let's send it up to the booth, to the legend, Mark the Phantom Lowe.
Well, thank you, Disembodied Voice, and welcome to McBean Stadium in lovely Lincoln, California for some more PEL action as the Lincoln Potters take on the Humboldt Crabs on a Saturday night out here at McBean, and we have Piper's birthday, so it's a big day. I mean, it's a big day anyway because it's PEL play, but we got Piper's birthday, and yes, the Chick-fil-A cow is here and is ready to go on. We also have another special guest, but Riley, before we introduce our special guest, we can go ahead and turn that on. Before we do that, let's look at the lineup for the Humboldt Crabs as they try to make it 2 in a row against our Lincoln Potters. Skinner Morris is back leading off at third base. Timmy Reed has moved up to bat second. He had a big hit in the 11th inning last night. Enyard was the winning pitcher batting in the cleanup spot. Sutter Moss playing tonight. McNeil and Lombardi did not play last night, as did not Hirschkorn playing at first base. Pitching tonight for the Humboldt Crabs is Jonah Fragus, the right-hander. Pitching for the Potters is Will Yeary. But before we talk more Potters, let's talk more special guests. I don't know if he's here because it's Piper's birthday or if it's just one of those days. But after a year in which we didn't see him, the great Pat Still is back in the press box. And Pat, thanks for coming out, man.
Absolutely, wouldn't miss it. I am disappointed that I missed last night because I missed Miles Standish.
Yes, Miles Standish pitched for the Humboldt Pilgrims, Humboldt Crabs, and he was actually very impressive.
He's from Plymouth College, right?
From Plymouth College, yes, he did. Yes, and he went to Mayflower Community College before that.
I looked down here and I went, there's no way. Wait, Miles Standish is on the roster? And you said, yeah, you missed him. He pitched last night.
He pitched last night, and he pitched very well. In fact, both teams pitched very well last night. The Potters pitchers combined for 24 strikeouts in 11 innings, while the Crabs pitchers had 11 strikeouts, but they were just as effective as they allowed only 8 hits. And the Crabs scored once in the 10th. The Potters answered that last night, and the Crabs scored twice in the 11th and won the game 5-3. And we're ready to go as Will Yeary on the mound for the Potters, and Keenan Morris steps up to the plate. Yeary 3-0 on the season, 16 innings pitched, 14 hits, 7 runs, a 3.93 ERA, and 21 strikeouts in those 16 innings. He is a right-handed pitcher. He goes against Morris, who lifts one high in the air to pretty deep left center field. Brian Williams going back, and that one is out of here. No, it's up against the wall. My bad, it bounced up pretty high. And there you go, Pat, first pitch. And Keenan Morris got into one and put it up against the fence in the deepest part of the ballpark, left center field, and he's on second to start us off.
All right, change positions. Whatever I was doing before, that was not lucky. So
yeah, you need to
I'm
sit down
stand back for a
stand
little,
back
little
or
bit.
something. Yeah,
I tell you what, your center fielder, what a great arm that guy has.
Well, Brian Williams is a tremendous center fielder. In fact, Riley, on that, if you can, let's put up the defensive lineup for your Potters. Sharp is in left today, Brian Williams in center. Jake Lavin back in lineup in right. Tristan Russell moves to third. Zach Story at short. Ryan Lee is over at second base with McGraw at first. Aiden Chang back behind the plate, and Will Yeary on the mound. And it is Timmy Reed, one of the heroes from last night for Humboldt. The center fielder had a couple of hits, including a big double in the 11th inning to drive in the second run in that inning, which makes it much more difficult for the other team to catch up when you put 2 runs up on the board, even with international rules, when you put that runner at second base to start the inning, and Reed takes the ball 2-0. So Will Yeary, as I was trying to mention before, is from Mansfield, Texas.
I have no idea where that is.
Gil Mesh, also from Mansfield, Texas, the
Okay,
former
then.
Seattle Mariner. I think I looked it up, and I think it is South Central Texas. But there are a couple of Texases. We have a Cypress, Texas. We have a Woodlands, Texas. That is 3-0 now on Timmy Reed.
My brother lives in Lubbock, and he was visiting his son who lives in, I think it's Hendersonville. And
Okay.
he said, yeah, I've got a 9-hour drive home. He goes, Texas is a big state. And I went,
Wait a
"Whoa,
minute.
I had no idea. Really? Apparently it's big.
Wow. Well, 9 hours is well, I mean, as fast as I drive, that's not that long, but that one's down the middle for Yeary against Timmy Reed, who was at 189 with 2 hits last night and that big RBI. He has driven in 6 and scored 8. He is coming out of the University of San Francisco, and he is the center fielder for the Crabs, who are 2-2 in conference play. They dropped 2 out of 3 to Healdsburg and then won last night. So they're starting their season off with 6 big road games. Breaking ball is fouled out of play, 3-2. So, Pat, you come out here, you always worry about the crowd. I filled the place with people for you.
You did.
I got Piper's birthday for you. We've got Zeus from Lincoln High. We've got the Chick-fil-A cow, and I'm excited. I can't pretend you're excited. I'm excited about that.
You got ribs. You've got cold beer.
I've got everything I need. And I've got Voldemort, who's at your beck and call. He's your concierge today. So
I noticed he left.
yeah, I didn't really have that much pressure on him. There's a big chopper out to second base. That'll be a tough play for Lee. Quickly over to first and gets Reed by a step for the first out. Moving to third is Keenan Morris.
You know, I love this service because there are a lot of families that, this is the way they keep up with their sons, right? I know when my son was playing college ball, this is how I knew, is he playing? Is he in? How's he doing? So there's also a video we put up where we interviewed a bunch of players, and that, if you go to Lincoln Potters, that tag, you'll be able to see the video and maybe see your son.
That's right. You conducted some fine video there. You had Voldemort was helping you out, and you went out and corralled about 10 guys, and they're giving shouts out. That one's hit into right center field, giving chase Lavin, and that one's up against the fence. That'll be Cameron Sewell pulling into second base with an RBI double, and the Crabs are on the board quickly. They lead it 1-0. So you got to change positions again.
I'm going to run out of room.
You are going to run out of room. Sewell, who's hitting .391 coming in, and that's his 13th run batted in, was 0 for 5 last night and came out swinging today. And last night's winning pitcher, moving from DH to pitcher late in the game, Adam Enyard, who threw 3 innings in the game last night and gave up no hits. He gave up just the run in extra innings and struck out 1, so he picked up the win. He is out of St. Mary's, where he was 2-2 on the mound last year as a sophomore.
You keep a nice book.
Yeah, it's a nice book, but it's not a clean book. There's much more legible writing people do in the book. And you're halfway around. Did he go?
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
He went.
Okay, all right. They didn't need to ask the guy. They could just ask you.
I changed positions
That's
so
right.
I could see it.
Tyler Howard on deck, Enyard at 346 on the year. He was 1 for 5, scored a run yesterday, swing and a miss right there. Potters struck out 24 batters last night in the 11 innings. 19 of those were in the first 9 innings. But the Crabs got it done in extras, 1 in the 10th and 2 in the 11th, to win that one 5-3. A tremendous game out here to open this 3-game series. Game 3 is tomorrow at 6:05. Yuri pivots around, looks at second base.
My wife asked me if I was bringing my mitt. I said, well, we're in a booth.
Yeah, but
So, yeah.
did you think about it anyway?
Well, I thought, if a ball gets through the glass.
Yeah, if it gets through here, we're in trouble. We have not had one. Actually, it was funny because we had one come all the way in and go and land on top of us a couple games ago, and we all jumped. It was crazy. It was like, we're all, oh, there's a foul ball. Again, all of a sudden, there's this big thump, and oh, my gosh. We were not, we were quite cowardly. And the young people and the old people alike were both cowardly. Chopper over the third baseman's head, cut off at shortstop. What a nice play. The throw is going to be too late, though. It's an infield single for Enyard. Zach Story made the play. He couldn't run down in the runner going to third. He had to try to first, not in time.
Good save by your first baseman, though. Came off the bag to make sure that didn't get by him.
Yeah, it didn't stay anchored to the bag in a desperate attempt to get the runner. He came off because he saw that he wasn't going to be able to stay on. That's the third hit of the inning. And one run already across for the Crabs. And here's Tyler Howard, who was 1 for 5 last night, 6 for 12 so far in the season. He comes to us from UC Davis. He's out in right field for the Crabs as Erie's first pitch misses outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
That Davis program, which had their problems 3, 4, 5 years ago, has gotten a lot stronger, a lot better.
Yeah, very well represented here tonight. We just got 3 new players, Zach Story, the shortstop, being one of them from UC
Didn't they just
Davis.
get lights?
That's thrown over to first base. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Just present that as a given. They just got lights, because I will not contradict you. I felt they should have had lights before, to be honest with you. That's an up-and-coming program. Fastball is down low, 2-0. Yuri, as we said, 3-0 on the season. 16 innings pitched, 14 hits. 21 strikeouts, only 3 walks. But so far a double from Morris, a ground out by Timmy Reed, but then Sewell doubled and Enyard the infield single. First and third, 1 out. Potter's looking for 2 to get out of this one. And misses outside, 3-0. Great night out here. A little wind blowing. Looks like it's blowing out a little bit.
It's going to be cool later on when the sun goes down.
It's going to be cool. I brought my sweatshirt,
I worry about you.
I know you do. That's why I told you. You're a compassionate fellow. I got to see how I have my cowbell here, but I kept it in a packaging because it's going to be worth a lot of money someday, and I don't want to take it out of the original packaging.
You keep it like that.
I'm going to. Chopper down to third. That'll be a tough play over to first for Russell, and what a nice play at first by Ty McGraw to pick that one out of the dirt to get the out at first. It's an RBI for Howard, as scoring from third was Sewell. The Crabs put 2 runs up on the board. Enyard goes down to second base, but Tristan Russell, a really good play, and Ty McGraw on the other end, a fantastic swipe over at first base. Houston Hirschkorn will be the hitter. Did not play in yesterday's game, hitting .267. He is out of UC Davis.
What's his last name?
Hirschkorn.
Okay.
They got Hirschkorn. They had Miles Standish. They got a lot. They got Hippensteel. They got it going up there in Humboldt. Linguistically, they're a fine ball club. Or phonetically, I don't know which one's the right one. That's inside for a ball. You're a broadcaster. You should know. I mean,
The thing about Humboldt, and not that a lot of these players are from Humboldt, but the ones that are, if they're playing you on a really hot day, they're done by the 5th inning.
well, we should be playing day games then. I should have passed. Although it's a cool weekend, so it doesn't. Sharp grinder down to Russell. It's through him into left field. And here's a runner coming around to third. He will score, and it's a 3-run first inning for the Crabs, as coming around to score was Adam Enyard. Going to call that an error at third base to allow the run to score, and brings up Sutter Moss. So, Pat, it's great to have you back. We missed you last year, but so far, you're not much of a Potter fan. I mean, I'm looking at what's going on out here.
Okay, good night.
I've been out here. I've been here every game, so it can't be me. Riley, the engineer, is not really doing much over there.
Well, I noticed that the guy you assigned to me, not that I need help, but
I assigned a guy.
as soon as he abandoned me, the Potters have just gone downhill. So I don't know what this dude's story is.
I think the problem is, one of his jobs, one of his capacities out here is to be a photographer. So he goes down. And he might be wandering around the field taking pictures. So he has many jobs. I think we're a little light in the intern staff today because our intern coordinator, Carson, is on break. Russell has that one across the diamond at first base for the out. So Urie's out of the inning. But 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 Potter's error. We go to the bottom of the first. Crabs 3, Potter's coming to bat. Welcome back. Bottom of the first inning. Mark the Phantom O here with Riley the engineer and our special guest, Pat Still from KNCI 105.1. You play the country music is what you do?
Say again?
Yeah, you do. You play you got to turn on the mic. We play.
I don't run the board here, only at work.
Ryan Lee's the first hitter for the Potters. Swings and misses. Jonah Fragas on the mound out of Fresno City College. 3 2/3 innings on the season. He's 1-0 with just a pair of hits allowed. 4 strikeouts and a walk. He has not allowed an earned run as of yet. The right-hander facing the right-hander Ryan Lee. 286 for Ryan. He had a home run last night. Swings and misses right there. Let's look at that lineup right now if we can. Riley Lee's followed by Brian Williams Jr. and Ty McGraw. Peniagua, the DH, batting fourth. Braden Sharp in the left field. Russell, Story, Chang, and Lavin rounds out the Potters lineup. Thank you, Riley. And it's 0-2 on Ryan Lee. And that's a high fastball at 90 miles an hour from Fragas.
Where do you see that? Where do you see the velocity?
Look over there, right behind Luke.
Got it. Okay.
Luke Statwalker and Spencer for hire. Swing and a miss, and Lee is down on strikes. 11 strikeouts last night for the Crabs pitchers, and tonight we get Ryan Lee for the first out, and that'll bring up Brian Williams Jr., center fielder out of Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Okay.
And if you look at a map of Oklahoma, Midwest City is squarely in the middle of the state.
Okay. Do you ever look at the game and go, I should be out there playing?
Not now, not anymore. No.
I didn't think so.
No, not anymore. I mean, not for decades, no. Not since I've been here, no. Williams takes outside. He's from Dallas Baptist University. Hitting at .404 on the summer. 1 home run. He's driven in 9. He scored 29 runs and stolen 19 bases as he takes inside right there. 0 for 5 in last night's game after 4 for 5 in the game on Wednesday against the Solano Mudcats.
How many local guys on the team?
I would say there's a pretty good sprinkling of Rosevilles and
Elk Grove?
got some
Okay.
Elk Groves.
We got somebody from Folsom.
Yeah, we got John Alcar from Folsom who pitched great the other night. We got Rosevilles. We got
There's somebody from
Sacramento.
Lincoln.
Oh, yeah, we've got Xavier Maldonado as a Lincoln guy. We usually have at least 1 or 2. I think Kenny Winters was with us for a little while. He's a Lincoln guy.
Okay.
Our on-deck hitter is from Gardendale, Alabama. Williams takes high. So we have Oklahoma and Alabama, and then Adam Paniagua is from, originally Phoenix, Arizona. So next 3 hitters are from all over the place. Ryan Lee, I think, was Sunnyvale, and UC Davis. 3-1 on Brian. That is going to be called strike 2.
Oh, man, he was headed to first, too.
We had a lot of that last night, guys headed to first and had to come back. I don't know if it means it wasn't, they were going too early or the umpire was making it too late. We don't know. But 3 balls and 2 strikes. Williams takes ball 4.
There you go.
And he is at first base. Not a lot of base on ball last night. Just 3 walks allowed in the 11 innings by the Crabs pitchers. Both teams' pitchers doing a tremendous job. Here's Ty McGraw. 469 on the season out of Troy University with a pair of home runs, 24 batted in and 19 scored, 2 for 5 yesterday. And the left-hand hitter's been hitting a lot to left field lately.
This is walk-up song. I like it. I love it.
Is that a country song?
It's Tim McGraw.
Okay, I guess that's country then. Fouls that one back.
I'm an audience of 1.
You are. We have a lot of country fans. Now, when you were doing your video, you talked to some guys that were not that local, though, were they?
No, there's a couple from Texas, one from, in fact, I think your on-deck hitter is from Phoenix.
I think, Adam was on deck. He was in the video. It was a very good video. There goes Brian Williams outside, and not even going to throw is Lombardi. And, Riley, that is a good reminder to me to have us look at the defensive alignment of the Crabs. Sutter Moss in left, Timmy Reed back in center, Tyler Howard in right, Morris McNeil at shortstop, Cameron Sewell and Hirschkorn is at first base. Behind the plate, Nico Lombardi and Jonah Fragus on the mound. And Williams with his 20th stolen base of the season to put himself in scoring position as the Crabs put 3 up on the board before Pat could find the perfect spot to stand to quell the rally.
It was hard.
I know, it was difficult. You were moving around a lot.
Usually I just roll in here and the Potters roll out. But,
yeah. There's a big crowd out here tonight, So everybody gets nervous, gets a little on edge. It's Piper's birthday, so obviously everybody wants some cake, and there's not going to be enough to go around.
The Chick-fil-A cow threw me off.
I love that cow guy. I want to interview him, but Riley says we can't talk to animals on the air because he's always full of rules. McGraw takes a strike.
Yeah, he's
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Your home plate umpire's a little delayed.
Well, he made a pretty big, emphatic strike 2 call. Usually that's a strike 3 call right there, what he just did.
Mm-hmm.
But a good off-speed pitch by Fragus out on the mound. And it goes to 1-2 with Paniagua to follow. McGraw swings and misses. Second strikeout of the inning for the right-hander Fragus. He comes in with 4 strikeouts in 3 2/3, and here's Adam Paniagua. Out of Phoenix, Arizona, went to college at Regis College in Denver, Colorado, where he led Division II in home runs with 27 and RBI with
he's a
100.
Wow, he's a big dude.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude. He has a home run so far as there goes Williams to third, and there will be no throw. Brian is 90 feet away with his second stolen base of the inning. On deck is Braden Sharp. Inside off speed pitch, 2-0. Ragus, right-hander. I'll put him about 6'2". What do you think, Pat?
Yeah.
I don't
He's just about my height.
There you go.
What do you think, 220, 225?
I think he's skinnier than that. I know I'll go hits it to left field, and Sutter Moss has no idea where it is.
Was that foul?
Yeah. But
I had no idea where that was.
Well, I mean, the sun field and left field and even in the infield, we had a couple of big high choppers yesterday that were misplayed because the shortstop just couldn't see him when they got over the horizon there. And that time, Moss just looked around. As soon as the ball was hit, he just looked around. I have no idea where it is.
That was me every year.
That was me when it's a night game. I have no idea. That gets away, and here comes Williams. And he will score the first run of the game for the Potters.
There we go.
So Brian Williams makes a run on his own. He walks, steals a couple of bases, and scores on a wild pitch. And his 30th run of the season puts the Potters on the board. They trail now 3-1. And Paniagua, 3 balls on Paniagua and 1 strike. Check swing, did he go? I don't think
Nope.
he did. He's going to walk. Second base on balls given up by Frankus in the first inning against his 2 walks, and they'll bring up Braden Sharp. Braden out of the Woodlands, Texas, was at University of Tennessee, but is now in the portal. Left-handed hitter, was 1 for 4 in the only game he played in the field, which was on Wednesday. He had a home run in that game, and he's up here with 2 outs and 1 on in the first. He lines one. What a play at first base by Hirschkorn to rob Sharp of perhaps extra bases. But the Potters put 1 up on the board. We'll go
I hate
to
when that happens.
God, I hate when that happens to us. We'll go to the top of the second inning. It's the Crabs leading this one 3-1.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Top of inning number 2, Potters trail at 3-1. It'll be Elijah McNeil, Nico Lombardi, and the top of the order, Keenan Morris for the Crabs. McNeil at 273, did not play in yesterday's game. And he lifts one into short right field. Moving in is Jake Lavin, and he'll make the catch. So 1 pitch, 1 out for the Crabs here in the second, and Nico Lombardi, the catcher, will come up. Nico out of Cal State Fullerton, hitting 182 with 3 runs batted in. Pat still in here with me, the legendary radio star from KNCI. Now, how has it been without Tom for a couple of months? Your buddy, Tom, just abandoned you and went fishing. There you go. You're already. You were on. You were already on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was busy doing something
I know
else.
it's
Sorry.
the weekend. You put work away. I know you don't worry about it at all. But I'm just saying.
Actually, I was going to work this morning.
Okay, there you go. Tom was.
I got one of those bosses. Hey,
I'm going to need you to come in. I love it. Lundberg, Lindquist, something like that. That was his name. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Nah. Swing and a miss by Lombardi. Yeah, Tom was here a couple weeks ago, and he gave his own brand of commentary to the proceedings. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did he help?
He's
Don't know.
His baseball knowledge is unmatched.
Infinitesimal. Yes, it is unmatched. That's outside the Lombardi 1-1. No, he was great. It was great to talk to him. He just retired, a month ago or something like that?
A little over a month ago, yeah.
He was out. He's out doing his fishing stuff, and you're keeping the fire. You and Cody are keeping it going, huh?
I'm not sure you could say that, but
Well, I have to say something.
we show up at work every day. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. 1 and 2.
Sit on the roof.
Yes, it was, but that was secondarily on the roof. It wasn't primarily on the roof. Spencer Berhaya was here that day when that ball hit the roof. We just ran screaming like it was a King Kong movie and we were trapped somewhere. We just took off. Good-looking pitch by Yuri, but it's outside. 2-2 on Lombardi with Keenan Morris the top of the order to follow.
At Sac City College, they've got below where you can sit, and there's plexiglass there. You can't break it. And it's field level. And whenever a foul ball comes screaming back there, everybody jumps.
Down to Russell, backhands it across the diamond for the out. Tristan Russell at third base. I think this is his first time at third base this year, and he's getting a lot of action over there as he throws out Lombardi for the second out here in the second. And Keenan Morris, who blasted a double to deep left center field his last time up and scored a run, will come up here for his second at bat. Keenan out of Santa Rosa Junior College. Didn't give us a chance to say that last time because he swung at the first pitch. He was 1 for 3 yesterday, drove in a run and scored one, and he is 1 for 1 today. 356 average coming in for the left-hand hitting third baseman. Yuri from the stretch delivers inside to Keenan Morris, who's followed by Timmy Reed, the center fielder.
I think your fan club is here.
A lot of fans,
A lot of people waving.
A lot of fans waving up here. Yeah, of course, yeah. Got the parking lot Potters, who was making some tremendous food today. Don and Tom and everybody down there. That one is a strike. I'll call it right now before the umpire does.
That's a nice pitch.
Sometimes it gets me in trouble, but I'll try it. Well, I mean, you know pitching. Your son was a pitcher, so you know a good pitch when you see one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hit on a one hop and gets past Story at shortstop. He was trying to play it over to the side, a little matador action, and it went right under the glove. And Morris is on for the second time.
It was a smart pitch, though, because he had gone outside and got that strike on the outside part of the plate. And then he went a little further outside and got him to hit a grounder. Unfortunately, it wound up in left field.
Yes, it did. My score is putting that one down as an error, so that is the second error for the Potters.
Did he touch it, though?
In the infield. I don't know. We'll talk about it. I mean, it's a tough call, and Zach might have some sun problems, too, at shortstop, as we talked about. You don't always pick the ball up well off the bat at this time on the left side. So Timmy Reed with a swing and a miss. He grounded to second his first time up. 0-for-1 for the center fielder out of USF. Morris inching off over there, so Yuri scares him back. Will out of Mansfield, Texas, 3-0 on the season. I think he just committed to Oral Roberts University. He was at Dallas Baptist, and I think he put out on the X that he was going to Oral Roberts University, which is over there in the middle of the country somewhere, right?
Oral Roberts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that in Utah?
No, I don't think. I think it's in like more of a Nebraska kind of thing, something like that.
Is it?
Well, there we go, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
That's Luke Stadwalker.
It's nice to have a research staff.
Well, they're a very bright group. Well, the two of them over there right now are. Let's just say it that way.
If I were ultra rich, I would have a research staff just follow me around.
I know. And you could pick those two guys, too. Lucas would be good. Luke Stadwalker. You just take him around, ask him anything. That's it well to left field. Going back is Sharp. Still going back, and that is gone. Timmy Reed, a 2-run home run. And the Crabs are up 5-1.
The thing about this park, the ball carries really, really, really well, almost too well.
Yep.
In fact, I think it was Jessup the year that they were leading the league in home runs. They led the nation in
Yeah,
home runs.
they did.
So my son was at Westmont, and Jessup was in the same league. And they came down. One of their players hit one, and it was caught at the warning track. And a couple players on Westmont just screamed out, "This ain't McBean!"
That's cruel. And I suppose you supported that kind of behavior?
Absolutely.
I liked it. You probably were yelling it too. Yeah, we've seen a couple of balls.
No, I'm not
especially
that creative.
Yeah. Well, our guy, my best heckler is not here that I can see down there. We call him the heckler. Usually sits right down there, but he's not here.
Does he have an intern?
No, but he could use an assistant. I mean, a guy just walking around like writing down what his
Research
heckles.
staff?
Yeah, give him heckles. I need a heckle for the 7th inning. Come on. Inside for a ball. The batter is Cameron Sewell, who doubled his first time up. And put the average over 500. We had a guy, I don't think it was the heckler the other day, and all you heard was, "Hey, ump, you need some glasses." And I think it's like a beginner.
Yeah, that guy needs a research
Well,
staff.
that guy's just getting started. Maybe it's a young heckler,
Right.
Just going through the steps. You got to do this, and then you got to walk, crawl before you can walk,
Small market
Fastball,
heckler.
that's in there for a strike, yeah. And maybe he's just getting his game ready. He's going to take it over to, Sutter Health Park or something, But it's not ready for that yet. They won't let him in.
No.
Adam Enyard to follow Cameron Sewell. And he takes strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 runs in on the Timmy Reed home run. One of them earned. Morris reached on the air. He scored ahead of Timmy Reed. And the Crabs have put up 5 runs in the game yesterday in 11 innings. They've got 5 runs already. And Sewell hits a ground ball out to second base. Scooped up and thrown to first by Ryan Lee, and that is the end of the inning. But 2 runs for the Crabs in the second. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. Crabs on top 5-1.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Bottom of inning number 2 from McBean Stadium. Crabs on top 5-1. Mark the Phantom Low here with Ron the Engineer, special guest Pat Still. And Pat, you saw a rare occurrence out there. Piper actually won a race. The middle of the second inning is his race time.
I think
and
every
he
time
hasn't
I've
won.
been here, he's won.
He has not won since you've been here. That's like 2 years ago. It's probably true. He won it, and the Chick-fil-A cow came in second. The zebra from Zeus the Zebra he was probably impeded by the fact that his security detail was also in the race, and I don't know why that happened.
And in his way.
Yes. As Tristan Russell, the third baseman, is the hitter. 404 average for Tristan. He leads the team with 3 home runs and 28 RBI. He is out of Cypress, Texas.
There are a couple of Little League teams here, right? So, which
Yes.
means there are chaperones. Can you imagine doing that today? I mean, God bless them
No.
for bringing everybody here, but
Well, you had to have done that in the day.
I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
You were doing coaching, weren't you?
I don't know if you could call it that. It's like, hey, are your pants zipped up? Yep. You got your glove? Yep. Okay,
Do you know
we're
what?
good.
Do you know which hand your glove goes on? Okay, good. We're ahead of the game. Bregas with the first pitch outside. He has 3 strikeouts now. This is Zach Story, hitting at 250 on the year, 3 for 12.
Now, I don't feel bad asking you at some point to tell your son's Little League story because it's been 2 years.
Oh, it has been 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point, I think we'll get there.
All right. I'll just say this. It's one of the funniest Little League stories I've ever heard.
And it's now, I think, officially 20 years old.
Oh, for crying out loud, really?
Yeah, I think so. There's a little squibber down the line at first base. Picking it up is Hirschkorn. He'll step on the bag for the out. So 3 unassisted on the putout. 2 outs here in the second inning. And Aiden Chang from Roseville, California, but also from Mount Marty University. And yes, Pat, as you know, Mount Marty are the Lancers.
Where is it?
I looked it up, and I think it's South Dakota. I believe it's one of the Dakotas.
Your research staff is just like...
Well, these guys, there you go. See? Luke's all over it, man. Fastball is in there for a strike. 91 on that one from Bregas. Jonah out of Fresno City College. Chang hitting at 389. He does have a home run. Look out. And
ow.
that one hurt. 91 really seems faster when it hits you in the back. And Chang will go down to first base. Second base runner make that third base runner for the Potters. 2 walks in the inning number 1. Williams eventually scored, and now the hit by pitch and Chang. And here's Jake Lavin batting in the number 9 spot out of Laguna Beach, California, and UC Berkeley. Jake hitting at 347. He's driven in 10 runs. He's scored 20, and he's picked up, I believe, 19 walks. So his on-base percentage, pretty high. I mean, I'm no mathematician, but we've got activity for the Potters in their bullpen. 2 outs here in the second. Outside, 2-0. Looks like Quentin Marsh, the left-hander out of San Jose, California, and Stanford University is loosening up in the pen for the Potters. As Lavin with a 2-ball, no-strike count. Chang at first base and 2 outs here in the inning.
He's not the guy rolling around on the ground, is he?
No, I don't. Well, maybe I think it is. I think that's a stretcher. I think that guy's stretching.
Okay.
It does look a little disconcerting. No, March is the guy standing up. Lavin takes a strike, 3-1.
Different way to warm up.
You
okay.
had well. I mean, you need if you're coming in the game later and you know that, and you need to start stretching, start your routine. You know,
I got that.
It does look a little odd when you say, "Is he the guy laying on the ground?" And I couldn't tell that he wasn't.
Well, he's in the bullpen.
Yes,
so.
he is definitely in the bullpen. Lavin takes call, strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Ooh.
Chang will be going, and Hirschkorn's going to back up and not even hold him on a 3-2 pitch, especially with a left-handed batter at the plate.
Is there a way to look at these pitches to know, was that a strike, was it not a strike?
That one's grounded right to Hirschkorn, and he backed up just in time. He'll step on first. We will talk about that when we come back as we go to the top of the third inning, and the Crabs on top 5-1.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
I'm Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team that helps keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Top of the third inning, Potters trailing this one 5-1. Mark the Phantom Low here with Riley the engineer. Pat Steele, our guest, has gone out to get himself something to drink, and I'm just so short-staffed up here. Usually I'd have somebody assigned to him, a valet or something, but he's just such a nice guy. He said, no, I'll go get it, no problem. Quentin Marsh is our new pitcher, a left-hander out of San Jose, California, and Stanford University will come on in relief of Will Urey, who went 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, no walks or strikeouts. And Adam Enyart will be the first hitter that Quentin Marsh will face in his debut on the mound for the Potters. So Enyart, who was last night's winning pitcher in relief, they got 6 innings out of Miles Standish, then 2 from Hippensteel, and Enyart come on 3 innings and gave up really nothing except for the international runner scored in the 10th, did not score in the 11th, and Enyart got the win. Marsh's fastball is fouled out of play. 89 miles an hour for Quentin with the first throw of the night. Tyler Howard and then Houston Hirschkorn, the next 2 hitters for the Crabs. They have scored 5 in the first 2 innings, although I couldn't tell by the scoreboard because it's had a power outage. Off speed is swung and a miss. You good? You good over there, Chief? Let's ring you up.
Did you miss me?
I did. I was talking about you the whole time.
Oh, good.
Quentin Marsh making.
I'll get it on the replay.
All right, yeah, definitely go home and check it out. We need the views. And that is in the dirt for a ball, 1-2.
Where's your pitcher from?
This is Quentin Marsh from San Jose, California, and he just went up the road a little bit to Stanford.
Okay.
I think that's up the road from San Jose to Palo Alto. It may be a lateral move, I don't know.
So he's his own research staff.
He might be. That one is outside for a ball. 2-2. There's just something disappointing about seeing the scoreboard and there's no lights on or anything, you know?
Yeah, I noticed they
is
were
the
having
game over?
problems.
Yeah, is the game over? Well, we're working on that new scoreboard. The Friends McBean are doing great work.
Okay.
Chopped it foul. They're running the wine bar downstairs, I think, and they're soliciting donations and trying to get some money. We had a big donation for the scoreboard.
Going to make a bigger scoreboard?
Yeah, it's going to be much more elaborate, and there's going to be somebody running it all the time, too, which I thought would be a good idea. That's just me, though. I'm no idea.
Yeah, that's
man.
not a part-time job, really.
No, that's a full-time job. We got a lot of guys up here that can handle it. Chopper out towards short. Going to be off the third baseman's glove and an infield single for Enyart. Russell cut in front of Story to try to cut that off. Would have been a tough play for Zach in the hole, and Enyart is at first base.
Look, I know these guys are trying really, really hard, but I feel bad for your pitchers because a lot of these ground balls that are not turning into outs are softly hit.
Yeah.
Right. There's not a lot to them. It's not solid contact. So the pitchers are doing their job. It's just not turning out the right way.
Yeah, that one, I think the fact that it wasn't solidly hit is why he tried to cut in front of the shortstop to see, because he didn't think he'd be able to handle it or get it there in time as Marsh delivers outside to Tyler Howard, who grounded to third his first time up. There's a chopper out to shortstop. Flip to second for one. They'll go to first, and that is a double play. Beautiful work by Story, Lee, and McGraw to turn that one. A 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs now in the inning, and that'll bring up Houston Hirschkorn. He reached on an error his first time up, batting at 267, and Houston is out of UC Davis.
This is the inning that's like food time.
Yeah,
You see a lot of people are getting up like, I've been here long enough. I need something.
Well, I always say this to Riley. This is a very mobile crowd out here at McBean Stadium. There's always people moving around. There's never everybody just, especially in the first 4 or 5 innings, there's always just people walking the concourse. And Riley doesn't like it if they have if only one hand is occupied. They have to have a beer in one hand, a beer in the other, or a hot dog or something. You have to have
pizza,
2 things.
something.
Yeah, you can't have an idle hand is his problem. He hates that. He thinks it's selfish, really.
Really?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, so what about like a beer in one hand and a child in the other?
That would be fine, and we've seen that, and that's my favorite. Sharp grounder out towards shortstop. Story waits for it. Crow hops a couple times and gets him at first base, so it turns out in a good inning for Quentin Marsh. We go to the bottom of inning number 3. Crabs on top, 5-1.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Here in Michigan, we do more than just survive the winter. We thrive during it. You simply can't keep us away from what we love most: great times and amazing beer. The snow transforms the landscape and lays the path for adventures yet to be had. Trails ready to be explored, and freshly groomed hills ready for the first run of the day. And later, as the sun descends, it's time to unwind with great conversation and even better friends. Experience a taste of Michigan winter with Founders Brewing Company, born and brewed in Michigan.
Situated on the corner of Lincoln Boulevard and 5th Street, this iconic building has been the home to several hotels over the decades, the most famous and longest running of which was the Lincoln Inn. Having undergone several renovations and architectural changes, this building is the current home of Oldtown Pizza, which boasts not one.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, Ryan Lee starts it off at the top of the order, followed by Brian Williams Jr. and Ty McGraw. First one is down low to Ryan Lee. 1 ball and no strike, struck out his first time up. Pat's still with me, telling stories about Tom Maley, because that's what we do all the time. Breaking ball is in there for a strike.
Yeah, he's one of my best friends, and he retired about 5 weeks ago. And quick story about Tom. Tom, as much as I love him, and I do, he was always messing up something.
Yeah.
A date, a time. I would have to tell him. I would say, Tom, tomorrow's your anniversary. So, okay, so I was his research staff.
You worked for him.
So a classic ending to his career. He retires on a Friday. Here's the pitch.
2-2 now to Ryan Lee.
Saturday night, Country in the Park. The opening act, John Morgan plays. As he's finishing, they start this video about Tom, and it's a lot of pictures and
How
highlights.
nice is that?
Yeah, and please welcome. Swing and a miss. Strikeout. Please welcome Tom Maley. And he goes running out on stage, and he's got his hands up, and thanks everybody. And people are cheering, and then they start handing him stuff. And he's like, oh, you want me to sign your boot or your hat? And what he doesn't realize, because it's Tom, is that 10 feet to his right, the opening act, John Morgan, is down on one knee signing stuff for people. So they're like, no, not
Why did
you.
he come out and jump on Tom's moment, though?
It's like,
That's Tom's moment.
He's like, not you. Hand it to John Morgan.
Oh, that's too Tom.
And fortunately, he's got a great sense of humor. He just laughed at himself. He goes, well, that's a fine finish.
That's
right
a good
there.
end to the career. I love
That's
that.
right.
Ryan Williams takes a strike, 0-1 as Lee had struck out for the first out of the inning. Vegas now with 4 strikeouts in 2 1/3. Williams takes a breaking ball, slider went outside, so he evens it up at 1-1. Yeah, he's not afraid to tell stories that have him as the butt of the story.
No, and that's a really lovable thing about him.
It
right?
is.
Super talented, creative guy, and now he's
now he's a fishing guide.
Yeah, no, he's got a great fishing guide.
Oh, he's loving it. Yeah,
Very
fantastic.
I don't know too many people who get to do a job that they love, retire from that, and go to a job that they love.
Yeah, a job that fits them perfectly at that time of life.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly. 2-1 on Brian Williams Jr. That's a big chopper out towards second base. Sewell has it and makes the play. Had to come in and get that one on the short hop because Williams runs very well, and he retires Brian at first base for the second out. And Ty McGraw, who struck out his first time up. So far through almost 14 innings, the Potters with just 3 runs against the Crabs.
Scoreboard's up, running, and accurate.
It looks really good, doesn't it?
It does now.
Yeah, it just gives a better shine to the place when it's up. Bragas misses outside with the off speed. 1 ball and no strikes to Ty McGraw. 0 for 1 tonight, 2 for 5 yesterday.
The scoreboard probably just needed a reset.
Yeah, just unplug it, plug it back in.
Like me.
Strike call. Is that when you went down to get the soda? That's a little reset for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was going to say I have people that can do that, but we're so short-staffed up here, I don't have people that can do that. But I still should have found somebody to do that for you.
No, I met people on my way down
Did
there,
you?
so it's great. Yeah.
Outside. Did they recognize you from the video you put out before the game?
Yes.
Yes,
They
I thought
said,
they
hey,
would.
great video.
Good video. Love it.
Why wasn't Phantom in there? If you haven't seen it yet,
that's
just
good.
go to Lincoln Potters. We tagged at Lincoln Potters, so you should be able to see it. I know it's on Facebook and Instagram.
Is it on Instagram Reels?
Yes.
I just heard about it. I don't know what that is, but I just heard about it yesterday.
Hey, good terminology.
Yeah,
Attaboy.
I'm using the jargon, my friend. No idea what it means. I like to rely on Riley to do this stuff for me, but he really doesn't know the jargon any better than I do, which is embarrassing for a young fellow of his age. McGraw takes outside.
What happened to your camera guy?
Who's our camera guy?
You know, he was my assistant, but now he's gone.
Oh, Voldemort?
Yeah.
He's down. He pretended he had to go down and take pictures, but the last I saw him, he was walking toward the food court over there.
Smart move.
Yeah, it's a really smart move because he's got Fat Cat down there. Look out, that's inside, and McGraw will take the base on balls. We got Fat Cat. We got Sabores de Mexico, which is a new vendor out there. They created a little food court because they used to have the kids' slides right there, and they moved those all the way down the left field fence and put a little food court in there. Adam Paniagua will be the hitter. He walked his first time up. Potter's trailing at 5-1. Got the walk to McGraw. That's the 3rd walk issued by Bragas. He also has hit a batter. Paniagua hits it sharply, but right at Sewell at second base. Bobbles it, picks it up, goes to first. Plenty of time for the out. So another scoreless inning for the Potters. We go to the 4th. They trail 5-1.
I'm Bill Spear, North Valley president of FiveStar Bank. In a time when business can feel so uncertain, we're here for you every step of the way.
I know they have a lot of bells and whistles within their bank, but just the relationship piece here locally on the business side is huge for us.
FiveStar treats us like we're number one. They're right there with suggestions, with help. So I have to bank with people that have our mission in mind.
We're FiveStar Bank. How can we help you?
$100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. And I buy the bar double round.
just got done singing Happy Birthday to Piper on the occasion of his whatever year it is. Pat and I singing quite well, I thought, and Riley refused to participate.
The rest of your staff just kind of...
The youth, the young people.
They acted like they were busy.
They said, we got stuff to do.
And I think if they've got that down, acting like you're busy, they're going to be very successful.
Sutter Moss is the first batter, and he fouls one off. Yeah, looking busy. And they probably... Are you going to take a pizza, or are you going to give Pat a piece of that pizza?
That's okay.
Oh, my God. He didn't even want to be nice. Look at that.
Look, man, what are you, like 23? Probably eats 3 times a day and then eats another 3 times.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Absolutely true. He had the parking lot potters brought up some ribs and stuff for him. He ate that before the game and says, I'm going to need some pizza later. And when he means later, he means the 4th inning. Like I told you, the 4th inning.
You remember being 23 and eating all the time and gaining no weight?
Yeah, none. 2-1 on Sutter Moss. He grounded out to third his first time up. He is the dueling dogs batter, I think, today. So if he strikes out, it's half off dueling dogs for the entire inning. So that's a big deal. Elijah McNeil and Nico Lombardi will follow him.
Oh.
He got out of the way by swinging at the ball, and it is 2-2. Moving away from the foul. Quentin Marsh, the second pitcher for the Potters. Will Urey went the first 2 innings. Quentin came on and pitched the third, gave up 1 hit, but then a double play erased that runner, and he got out unscathed, and he is 2-2 on the leadoff man, Sutter Marsh, out of Delta College. The breaking ball is called strike 3, and that is 50% off. Julian Dog Spear, all inning. First strikeout for Quentin Marsh, and now he'll face Elijah McNeil, who flied to right his first time up. McNeil from UC Davis, playing at shortstop for the Crabs. 273 on the season, did not play in yesterday's game. There's your guy, Voldemort.
He's busy.
We're trying to open the door.
Somebody's trying to teach him how to close it. There you go.
Here's how you close a door. That's a sticker, though. See, and then what he does is he goes out for 3 innings and then comes back and collapses on that couch and doesn't move again.
Well, it's because he's busy. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
He has to go ahead and curate everything he's already done. Sharp grinder up the middle, base hit by McNeil. Williams scoops it up out in center field. McNeil has his first hit of the night, the 6th hit for the Humboldt Crabs.
Kind of the way it happens in your early 20s, right? You eat, work, and then you collapse.
Yes, exactly. And he found a nice, comfy couch to collapse over there. And he has something. And now with all these iPads and stuff, you can almost look like you're doing something. It doesn't matter what you're looking at because it looks like you're doing something. He looks studiously at the thing and moves it around a little bit. Oh, yeah, he's working on a project. Marsh delivers high to Nico Lombardi, who grounded to third his first time up.
My advice to any young person.
This is a big deal. Okay.
When they get their first job is to, when you're walking down the hall, walk quickly. That way it looks like you have a purpose.
Oh, man, that guy's he's doing something.
Right?
Look at that guy, man. He's a go-getter.
He's going somewhere.
He's a go-getter.
Probably to his car to go home.
Maybe. It's 10 in the morning, but maybe.
Look, I can just tell you, it worked for me.
Okay. I never really adopted that theory. That's why probably I'm sitting here right now. There goes the runner. Ground ball out to shortstop. Story's going to have to go. He bobbles it, picks it up, goes to first, and gets him by a step. Moving to second is McNeil. Lombardi is out 6-3. 2 outs, and here's Keenan Morris, who's doubled and reached on an error.
This leadoff guy?
Yep.
Yeah, he's good.
Doubled to start the game on the first pitch. He doubled, scored a run, and then reached on an error in the second, and he scored a run on the home run by Timmy Reed. So he scored twice in this game. Gives him 21 runs scored on the season for the Crabs. Left-handed batter against the left-hander Quentin Marsh, and that misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Piper's birthday. We got Zeus from Lincoln High. We've got the Chick-fil-A cow. I think that's the one we're most excited about.
I think they collapsed on a couch somewhere.
Well, they did that race, and Piper actually won. And then he started trash-talking, I think, the cow, and he trash-talked Zeus. And Zeus has his security detail take him out, I think. Fastball misses somewhere, so it's 2-0.
When are your medieval fighters coming back?
Oh, I don't know, dude. I was going to ask him that the other day. Does anybody know when Mortal Kombat's coming, or are they not coming this year? I need to know, man. Those guys are amazing. They are not normal people who are not right in the head.
You know, after they were out here, we had them come on the air. And,
yeah.
Did a video, and it was the same thing as here. Like you see them, and you go, okay, they're not really hitting each other. They've got these heavy axes and I don't know what other instruments of war, and they're just beating the tar out of each other.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. And the last time they did a lot more sneaking up on each other and smashing them from behind than they did the first
I don't
couple.
think that's legal.
I don't think that has no honor code or whatever, the chivalry and all that stuff. You don't do that.
There's a walk.
Good call. When I start talking about those nights, I start losing track of everything. So Morris is at first base now. At second base is McNeil, and it brings up Timmy Reed, who grounded to second his first time up and then hit a 2-run homer over the left field fence. His third hit of the series, and he has 3 runs batted in. He had a big double in the 11th inning last night. Nate Kujawski on the mound, and a terrible piece of news just reached my ears. No Mortal Nights this year. Wow.
They were probably booked.
Are they way too expensive now? Are they asking the big A-list prices, the Knights? Because they are a huge entertainment, a huge draw when they're here.
What got me when I first saw them here is how far from home plate are we?
I don't know.
Do you think?
20 yards.
I'd say more than that. But
okay.
Nonetheless, we're pretty far back.
Yeah, we're okay. 50, let's say 50
They're hitting
yards.
each other, and you can hear it. You can hear the metal clang.
Well, I think one of the things that maybe worked against them was when a couple of them were thrown up on the field. And I think
that's right. That one guy did.
Yeah.
Because it was so hot.
Yeah, it was super hot, and they, as you said, just banging on each other.
And they're wearing armor, like heavy armor.
Real armor, yeah. Well, it has to be real because they're wailing on each other so badly. And, yeah, that one guy just he said, hey, Reed takes strike 2.
God bless him, but where in life do you turn to go, that's a good idea. That's what I'm going to do.
You know what I'm really interested in? Getting my brains beat out by an axe or one of those balls with the spikes on it.
Yeah.
Those things are amazing.
On a chain.
Yes. Check swinging, it's too high.
As if jousting's not enough.
No, jousting is for cowards. We're going to take sharp-bladed instruments stuck on another bad instrument, and we're going to hit you with both of them. Breaking ball just inside, 2-2. Good eye by Timmy Reed.
So what other entertainment do you have coming up?
I'd have to check with the we just had Harry Potter night still on the horizon. I know that.
Okay.
So we had superhero night. We had there's a swing and a miss. We'll
Good
pick this up in the bottom of the fourth because I got to talk to you about our superhero representation. No runs, a hit, and a walk in the top of the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Potters still trail this one 5-1.
This job is the Esplanade at Turkey Creek phases 4 and 5. Our scope of work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all the top side included with it.
We're putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system in place. It's just cool to be a part of the built environment and know that for the next 100 years that people are going to use and enjoy what we've created here today.
If you're in need of a seasoned DUI attorney, contact the law office of Samuel D. Burns Incorporated. We are familiar with the laws surrounding your case, and we will work diligently to minimize the negative impact following a DUI charge. With a proven track record, Sam Burns works on your behalf to provide a positive outcome. He's been able to save his clients' driver's licenses and negotiate more favorable terms. Visit our website.
So many local businesses trust Wizzix Technology Group when it comes to their office technology. Wizzix is a full-service, locally owned company with a...
Bottom of inning number 4, we're going to have Braden Sharp at the plate against Jonah Fragas, who has been very impressive so far. 3 innings. He hasn't given up a hit. He has struck out 4. He's walked 3, hit 1, and allowed the 1 run back in the first inning. Sharp check swing. He didn't go. I don't think we're going to ask the third base umpire. And he said, no, he didn't go. Potter's warming up a right-hander in the bullpen as that ball is down low. 3-0. Pat still here with me. Riley, the engineer, with me, and he came over to tell me something I thought it was going to be really important. He goes, I was trying to tell you, I was trying to get pizza earlier. So that was his message to me. I said he was getting pizza in the 4th inning, and he wanted it earlier. So he had to tell me that as Sharp gets a base on balls.
Well, if you wanted pizza earlier, but you didn't get it till now, does that mean you'll get more pizza later? You want me to open that for you?
That's a great question. He's massively strong, but he's trying to open his fancy drink.
You loosened it for me.
What is that? He gets some exotic drinks. Doritos? Mandarin?
Fanta?
No, I don't. That's what I say. Orange Crush. There goes the runner. The pitch is a ground ball out to shortstop. Tried to tag second in time. He should be safe at second, but he called him out.
Safe.
That's a terrible call at second base. That's an awful call. He was sliding into second, and he was there. The guy stepped on second while the runner was already there.
Can they review it?
They can talk about it with another umpire who can say, what they say is, oh, yeah, he had a better look at it. In other words, I blew it, and I'm going to have him bail me out. But that was McNeil who stepped on the bag and threw to first. It would be a double play if the call stands at second base. Eli Garcia out to talk to the umpire.
Well, usually they check with the booth, and we here in the booth say,
well, I don't know
safe.
what you do. You go out there and go, hey, dude, you totally blew that call. What are you going to say to him? You ask him to ask for help, which he's not going to do, and we have a double play.
Potter's manager talking to the home plate umpire. He's not leaving quietly.
No, he won't, because he didn't even get him to ask anybody else. Story looks at bunt, pulls it back. It's a strike. Zach grounded at first, his first time up. Potter's trying to get something going. They had the runner going. The ball hit over toward short. McNeil with a nice play, but clearly looked like it was after the fact when he stepped on the bag.
Do you guys have instant replay?
We have that. We kind of can, but it takes a long time to get it set up and go back and do it. We don't have it within the flow of the game.
I have it in my head. Hold on.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and pull it out of there?
Safe.
Yes. There you go. I wonder if we can. Well, it's too late to messenger that down. The results of the bat still replay were safe. He overturned the call.
I'm here to help.
Story takes a ball. It's 3-1. The call has been overturned via the booth replay.
That's right.
It has to be clear and obvious, and it was clear and obvious. Potter's trying to get something going, though. That's sharp grounder down to third. Big hop over there for Morris. He goes across the diamond, and the defense of the Crabs equal to the task. And we go to the top of inning number 5. Crabs 5, Potters 1.
Lincoln provides all the charm of a small town, yet still provides access to excellent local medical care. At Lincoln Urgent Care, you can find expert services and a compassionate staff available 7 days a week. Our friendly front desk staff will welcome you when you come into our brand new facility. Your wait time will be minimal at our walk-in clinic, unlike the emergency room. From broken bones and lacerations to allergies, flu shots, and illnesses, we treat a variety of urgent medical conditions. What sets us apart is not just our central location in Lincoln, but the convenience of our extended hours, including weekends. We've become Lincoln's first choice for urgent care because we treat patients of all ages for a variety of conditions and take most insurances. We're proud to be an approved provider for veterans and welcome in our military patients.
From our family to yours, we're here when you need us.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Here in Michigan, we do more than just survive the winter. We thrive during it. You simply can't keep us away from what we love most: great times and amazing beer. The snow transforms the landscape and lays the path for adventures yet to be had. Trails ready to be explored, and freshly groomed hills ready for the first run of the day. And later, as the sun descends, it's time to unwind with great conversation and even better friends. Experience a taste of Michigan winter with Founders Brewing Company, born and brewed in Michigan.
Top of inning number 5. Potters trailing at 5-1. The new pitcher is Peter Jensen out of Sacramento City College. He is making his 6th appearance of the season. 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, a run, 10 strikeouts and 2 walks. No wins or losses, a 1.92 ERA. He'll face Cameron Sewell to start off the top of the 5th. So he's the Farmers' first bat in the Farmers' 5th. If he makes an out, half off Farmers beer in the house here. Pat Still is here with me, and so is Riley the engineer. And Pat, as we play a version of Things Heard in the Press Box Between Innings, I think I will submit this one to you for your consideration. As we're sitting here listening to Come Together by 4 lads from Liverpool. And just suddenly out of nowhere, Voldemort's on the couch and said, I played this in jazz band. So for randomness, on a scale of 1 to 10, pretty good.
Ask him who did the song.
Yeah, who did this song? Oh, he knows.
Nice.
Oh, he played it in a jazz band, so he has got to know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't know what part of it he was playing. Was he playing bass? Does jazz bands
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what he was playing.
You were playing sax? He's like Clarence Clemens over
He's
there.
got jazz band hands.
He does have jazz. He really does. Yeah. But he hasn't stirred from the couch for like an inning and a half, and all of a sudden, I played that in jazz band.
It's like every inning and a half a thought.
Yeah. And he has no filter, so it just finds its way into the atmosphere.
I love people like that. You shouldn't have a filter.
Fantastic. Sewell has an RBI double and scored a run in the first and grounded a second in the second inning out of Sacramento State, batting at .391 coming in. Left-handed hitter. Appeared in 45 games for the Hornets last year. Hit .233. Lines one out to right field. Lavin goes back. He's got room, reaches up and makes the catch right in front of the track. So Sewell with some strong contact. Flies out to Lavin. That means half off Farmers for the remainder of the inning. Farmers Brewing, and Adam Enyard will come up to the plate. Jensen, the third pitcher for the Potters. Will Urey went the first 2 innings, gave up 4 hits and 5 runs. 4 of those were earned. And then Quentin Marsh threw 2 innings. 2 hits he allowed, no runs, struck out 2, and now Peter Jensen. He will face Enyard, who has singled twice and scored once in this ball game. He's having quite the weekend. He was the winning pitcher in last night's 11-inning win for the Crabs, 5-3. He is in the DH spot, batting at .346 coming in, and there's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Top of inning number 5, second of a 3-game set between the Potters and the Crabs in Pacific Empire League action. Just kicking off the league. Potters 1-1, Crabs 2-2. Same pitch, same result, 0-2 on Adam Enyard. Out of St. Mary's College. No balls, 2 strikes on the DH. Lifts that one up down on the right side, and it's out of play. Same pitch, got a little bit more of the plate that time, and Enyard was able to foul it off. 5 RBI in the season, 17 runs scored, make that 18 after he scored a run in the first inning. Fastball, but that missed outside. 90 miles an hour for Peter Jensen, who just had a birthday. His birthday is the day after mine, so, you know, I got to root for Peter all the time. We're Geminis. I don't know what that means. I mean, zodiologically or astrologically, I don't know what that means. Outside for a ball. 2-2 now. Uninjured. One out here in the top of inning number 5. Krabs scored 5 times in the first 2 innings. 3 in the first and 2 in the second. Potters answered with 1 in the first, but that's all against Jonah Fragas, who has been very effective so far. He allowed a couple of base runners on walks and a hit batter, but no hits allowed. That's fouled back to the screen again. So Enyard staying alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good news for the Potters. Krabs put up 5 in the first 2 innings and then nothing.
Yep, there you go. But there's another part of that equation.
What?
The Potters have to put up something now to match the 2.
Hey, we got time.
Okay, all right. We got time. I'm write that down. We got time. It's the We Got Time series. I'm writing that down as we speak. There we go.
How many innings left?
Well, we're in the top of the 5th, so we're virtually halfway through the game.
Okay, so that's 3 more pizza runs for this guy.
That is 3 more pizza runs. And Enyard was golf swinging for the strikeout as the ball ended up, you know, going down the first base line over toward the on-deck circle. And Adam did not realize he was called out. So 2 outs here in the inning, and Tyler Howard, the batter, grounded to third in the first, hit into a double play in the third. When you look at it that way, yeah, you're right. It is at least
That's
2
a
pizza
lot
runs.
of food.
That's a lot of pizza. But Riley usually doesn't go back. I mean, maybe Voldemort does. Riley doesn't usually go back after he gets his 2 big slabs of pizza. Swing and a miss. He might opt for something else, but he doesn't usually go back to the pizza well. Remember, he had ribs before the game, too. And I know you say that's just part of the growing boy syndrome. I know that.
It's like an appetizer.
It really was. And as he's tried to explain to me, torturously, he was trying to get pizza earlier. There's a called strike, 0-2.
What happened? How come you couldn't have pizza earlier?
Nobody would get it for him.
Too busy?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're short-staffed. Carson's not here. And, you know, we have to shout out the great Stones McCoy, who would usually be here when a personage as august as you are here, but he's a little under the weather. And he needed one more day at least to rest up so he can make his return out here to McBean Stadium. He's, you know, feels terrible about missing you because you're his favorite guy.
Well, and I miss him too, but he's got bronchitis, and you don't want that to turn into pneumonia, so
you don't.
He played it smart.
You really don't. Well, I'm sure he was told by someone else. I don't think he played it smart. I think the missus probably.
What are you saying?
He doesn't make his own decisions.
So you're telling me that the guy that built this booth.
He built this booth. He built this city. He built this network.
Right. Isn't smart enough to stay home when he's sick.
It's exactly what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Absolutely what I'm telling you. Because when you build a lot of stuff, you do it while you're sick sometimes. Those are the kind of guys that don't acknowledge that. They just go out and do stuff. And finally say, you know, you need to kind of slow down for a second. Here's a foul again by Howard. You know, you take a look at Zeus, the Lincoln High Fighting Zebra. He looks a little contemplative. He doesn't look like a fighter. He looks like a thinker.
Well, it looks like a chess piece.
He does. He really does look like you put him 1 square up and 2 squares to the right.
Yep.
Yeah, he should move that way only. And he's got a security guy. That's a different security guy than he had earlier.
You know what? I think if he races against Bobby Fischer, he wins.
I think he does. And he's like thinking about it, too. Yeah, you're right.
Nice
there
pitch.
Is
oh.
Too low, I
Low.
believe. So it's 2-2. See what I mean, though? There's a very mobile crowd. Now, it's getting a little later in the game, so it's slowed down a little bit. But, see, you got the kids down there in left field on the grassy knoll. They're going crazy. You got stuff, you know, you got to go over to that food court down there, so you got to walk by here. And that is called strike 3. Jensen with a good inning and a pair of strikeouts. Potters need to get it going. We go to the bottom of the 5th. They trail it 5-1.
Situated on the corner of Lincoln Boulevard and 5th Street, this iconic building has been the home to several hotels over the decades, the most famous and longest running of which was the Lincoln Inn. Having undergone several renovations and architectural changes, this building is the current home of Oldtown Pizza, which boasts not one but 2 floors for your dining enjoyment, including open-air seating on the roof. Stop in for a slice today, or stop by the Lincoln Museum to see the 300-pound cash register that used to adorn the front desk of the Lincoln Inn. For more great history, visit the Lincoln Area Archives Museum and, by appointment only, take their free walking tour of historic downtown Lincoln.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Aiden Chang will start off in the bottom of the 5th inning. Potters trail at 5-1. Jonah Fragas out on the mound out of Fresno City College, and he has been very impressive so far. No hits allowed.
Now.
Oh, nicely played, Pat. And Chang gets hit for the 2nd time in a row.
Take one for the team. We've got ice.
But he's taken 2 now, and that's going to
the same guy.
That's going to kind of irk you. He's hit 2 batters, and it was him both times.
If this was Angels Astros, both benches would be.
That's right. It would be over.
I love baseball fights too, because when that happens, right, everybody just gets loud and bench is empty, and then about 2 minutes later, here come the bullpen guys.
Yeah. And it gets to looking like a kid's soccer game when they're 5-year-old and they just move all as one person.
Right.
That's what baseball fights look like.
Nobody ever swings. Nobody does anything. It's
Well,
just
there's
like,
only 2 guys that are really mad. The rest of them are just going out there. Lavin swings and misses at an outside fastball, 0-1. Jake grounded out to first his first time up.
It's like that scene from The Sandlot.
I love The Sandlot. In fact, The Sandlot is the movie for movie night out here on July the 5th right here at McBean Stadium.
Oh, nice
Good
transition.
promo right there. Well done. You're doing that. Ball gets away, but it hits the umpire. And fortunately for Aiden Chang, he was all the way out of there, but the umpire was in the way. And I don't think you can't challenge that at all.
Is that a dead ball?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Okay.
I believe it is. Lavin takes a fastball outside. That kind of describes the way the game's going for the Potters. A chance for Chang maybe to get to second, possibly third, if that ball goes through the umpire. And Mr. Umpire has to stick his big meaty leg out in the way. And he did it on purpose,
He's
I'm
trying
pretty sure.
to help.
Yeah, I'm sure he isn't. Lavin takes outside again, 2-1. So he swung at the first pitch that was outside and learned his lesson, laid off the next 2, and now he's ahead in the count 2-1.
We can't blame this pitcher for going back out there a couple of times. Like, maybe he'll swing again.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hear this song?
Doot, 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 doot.
Yep. We played that in jazz band.
Did you? You went to, was that right after Come Together, or did you go into Come Together after that?
You know, we didn't cover that one. We didn't have the rights to that song.
Actually, it does work. It does go in there. I like it.
All right, it's now 3-1. Nobody out. Runner on first. Let's get this going.
More importantly, where's the sax in that song? Come Together. Is there a sax in there? Because that's what he played. Jasper.
Well,
that's called strike 2, 3-2.
I think he had to wait for them to adopt urgent before.
Oh, good one. Excellent call, my friend. Excellent call. He just played that solo. He didn't care about what song they were playing.
Nope.
He just played the urgent solo. 3-2 to Jake Lavin. Swings and misses.
Yeah, that would have been ball 4, too. Darn it.
Down on strikes for the first out. 5th strikeout for Fragas, and he'll face the top of the order, Ryan Lee, who struck out twice already in this one. The second baseman for the Potters. 2 for 5 last night with a 2-run home run. It was the Potters' offense until the extra innings, but so far unable to connect against the right-hander Jonah Fragas. Chopper out toward short. It's slowly hit, though. They'll go to second for one, the first, and it's a double play. Well turned at second base by Cameron Sewell. A 6-4-3 double play ends the bottom of the fifth. We go to the sixth. Potters still trail this one 5-1.
I'm Bill Spear, North Valley president of FiveStar Bank. In a time when business can feel so uncertain, we're here for you every step of the way.
I know they have a lot of bells and whistles within their bank, but just the relationship piece here locally on the business side is huge for us.
FiveStar treats us like we're number one. They're right there with suggestions, with help. So I have to bank with people that have our mission in mind.
We're FiveStar Bank. How can we help you?
Top of inning number 6, Peter Jensen back out on the mound. He had a good fifth inning. Let's see if he can do it again. Houston Hirschkorn will be the first hitter. Wow. He is reached on an air and grounded to short. Hirschkorn takes a ball. He is out of UC Davis. Wearing number 22 in those very brightly colored jerseys for the Crabs tonight. Last night it was kind of a camouflage motif. Today it's much more tie-dye.
Yeah, which fits Humboldt.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Grounder down to third. Russell with it. Across the diamond with a strong throw. Get him at first base. We said first time Tristan Russell's taken on third base this year, and he's getting a lot of action down there. He throws out Hirschkorn for out number 1. And here's Sutter Moss, who has struck out and grounded to third, and he is your dueling dogs batter. If you're in the, I like to tell people, Pat, we have the dueling dogs here, and so you get half off if this batter strikes out for the rest of the inning. I like to have people play along at home.
Okay.
If you have beer in the refrigerator, give yourself a little bit half off. Have somebody get it for you or however you work that, but go ahead and enjoy it.
It'd be nice if that happened here.
Yeah. That would be nice. Yes, it would be. I want people to feel like they're at the ballpark, though, when they're at home. So they get specials on beer. Nice pitch. Jensen gets the strike, 0-1 to Sutter Moss out of San Joaquin Delta College. Hitting .220, but has 2 home runs on the season.
Delta usually has really good teams.
Excellent teams. Delta and Santa Rosa both, and we have players from both of those on the Humboldt Crabs. Another good-looking pitch. I called it a strike, but the umpire did not agree. I'm just trying to get people half off beer is what I'm trying to do.
I think your StatCaster shows it was a strike.
My stat guy, Luke Statwalker, he's got those young eyes. He knows the strike zone very well. Check swing goes out to shortstop. Scooped up by Story over to first base, and he gets him. So not a strikeout, but an out, the second of the inning. And Elijah McNeil will be the next hitter. Elijah has flied to right and singled in this one. So he is 1 for 2.
One of my son's high school summer league teams, they were playing a tournament up in Chico, and the first game was against a team from Humboldt. And it was like extremely warm, like almost 95. And I said, by the 5th inning, these guys will be done. And my son goes, no way. He's playing first base, and they're dugouts, the first base dugout. So when the game's over, he goes, Dad, about the 5th inning, they were talking about how hot it was. And they lost.
Oh, Dad knows. Dad knows.
Humboldt, they folded.
They're not used to that. Well, we can't count on that today, though.
I know.
That's the problem.
That's too bad.
Plus, that's why they scored their runs in the first 2 innings, because they knew there'd be a fall-off
They're out
later.
of gas.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much, but
Say what you will, sir.
The Potters don't have a hit yet.
Okay, well, let's work on that, shall we? Swing and a miss. Good-looking pitch from Jensen. It evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Jensen looks really good out of Sac City College, right?
He is out of Sac City College, indeed, and he's looked good in his previous 5 appearances. Only 4 2/3 innings, but he has only given up 4 hits and a single run. 10 strikeouts against 3 walks. That one just misses the outside corner. 2-1. Good take by Elijah McNeil, the shortstop out of UC Davis. Looks like 4 UC Davis representatives and a couple of Sac States as well for the Humboldt Crabs. That is a ball, 3-1.
Must have been low.
That's the consensus. Nico Lombardi, number 9 hitter, the catcher, will follow.
Doesn't he work for the Corleone family?
I believe we have. Well, we have a Bronzini on our team, and I think
they know.
I think Bronzini was against the Corleones. I think he was the guy who was working with the Turk and Salazzo and those guys. I think that was Bronzini.
Okay.
Yeah. He did not come to a good end, by the way.
No, you don't want to go fishing with either one of those guys.
No, you do not. Not even if Tom's your fishing guide.
Right. You know what fishing business was just not successful? Fishing with Fredo.
No. Well, the timing is important there. That was ball 4.
He also hit him.
And that's what that makes me the maddest when it's 3 balls on the batter and they hit him. So it's like you couldn't just throw it somewhere else and miss. You had to hit me with it. I'm going to go down to first anyway. Come on. Looks like we're going to have a new pitcher for the Potters. Or we just, I think we had a conversation. I think Eli was talking to the umpire about the hit batter. And that will bring up Lombardi, the catcher out of Cal State Fullerton, who was grounded out twice today, so he is 0 for 2. 2 outs, runner at first base. We're in the 6th. That's a strike, 0-1. Potters with activity, and so do the Humboldt Crabs, as we said. Bragas has got through the first 5 innings without allowing a hit, but he has walked 4 and hit a couple, so his pitch count's probably getting up there a little bit. And this is just his 3rd outing of the summer. There goes the runner, and the ball's fouled out down the right field line, so it's 0-2 on Nico Lombardi. You never know what instructions these managers are under from the players' college coaches.
That's true.
So you
That's
really
right.
can't.
How many innings do they get?
I mean, you see sometimes like last night, our guy Miles Standish pitched 6 innings, and I mean that's a lot, for early on in the summer. But you don't know. I mean, he was a strong kid. He threw maybe 85 pitches, 90 pitches, and he looked pretty fresh in the 6th inning.
Yeah, the King of England said 6 is it, and then he's out.
He did, and he said he went on the Mayflower, and that's all that happened there. Inside.
Ooh.
When I was reading my information, Miles Standish was on a different ship, and they broke down, and so they had to get ferried over, and they got on the Mayflower. So they actually Ubered on the Mayflower to the New World, yeah. And then Miles was like the man. He was setting up all the forts and building up all the armaments and stuff. Miles was a big-time dude.
Very good defense.
Yeah, he
Not
was.
much of a hitter.
He was like, there's the runner's going, and throw to second base is just a little too late, and it pops out of the glove. It's a steal for McNeil. And, he was like the Jack Nicholson character in A Few Good Men. You want him on that wall, you need him on that wall. But Miles built the wall. He had the wall built. Then he got on the wall. So he was running the entire story.
He knew where he was headed.
He had a career plan. So I'm going to be the head of the forces of the Plymouth colony or whatever it was called. And he ran the show. He had statues and everything after him. Lifted up to short right field. Lavin's going out to second baseman, and they're going to make the play. And that's Ryan Lee in short right field. So no runs, single base runner in the sixth. Bottom of the sixth coming up. Potters trail 5-1.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Potters coming up with Brian Williams Jr., then Ty McGraw and Adam Paniagua. They'll face Baylor Sandberg out of Sac State, making his 5th appearance, 10 innings. He has given up 16 strikeouts and 13 walks in 10 innings. Baylor is 0-1 on the season. Jonah Fracas was fantastic. 5 innings, no hits, 1 run. Walked 4, hit 2, struck out 5. So a lot of traffic, but no hits.
He's filling up the stat sheet.
Yeah, he's really a stat stuffer. And here is Sandberg, Brian Williams Jr., who has walked and grounded out, takes a strike on 1. Walked and scored in the first inning. Now it's Brian's 30th run scored of the summer. Coming to us from Midwest City in Oklahoma. Went around. I think he probably did. Yes, he did 0-2. They called it Midwest City not because it's in the middle of the state, but because there was an Air Force base that was going to be built nearby called Midwest Air Force Base. So they called it Midwest City. Then they changed the Air Force Base name to honor some general, and so they just kept the name of the city.
Makes sense.
So
Probably had all the street signs.
They already had them all figured out. They already had all the stationery and everything at City Hall and stuff like that. So they didn't want to, try to. Already had a mayor. In fact, we have our mayor here today, Holly Andriata, right, Willie? Holly, the mayor, Andriata. And here's the thing, and I was going to talk to you about this, Pat. She's running for some other office, according to Willie, and if she wins, there's going to be an open spot in the mayor's office.
That's you.
Yes. Williams is out on strikes, which, kind of dims the importance of my announcement about running for mayor, but One out here in the 6th, and Ty McGraw, who struck out and walked. I'm thinking it's time for me to get in some public service.
What office is she going for?
A commissioner or a commissionership or something, I think. You have to ask Willie. He knows all this stuff.
Commissioner of Midwest?
Might be the Midwest Commissioner, which is a huge position. I would love to have that position. Hanberg delivers low for a ball. 10 innings pitched and 16 strikeouts for the right-hander. Make that 17 as he gets Williams looking.
But also a lot of walks.
Yes, 13 walks over. You know, that's true. I mean, it's the good with the bets, the yin and yang. You know, it's the Hall and the Oates, Simon and the Garfunkel, the Sonny and the Cher. 1-1. McGraw comes in at 469. Struck out in the first inning, walked in the third. And he takes outside, 2-1. Gardendale, Alabama for Ty McGraw. Troy University, the Troy Trojans. Looking forward to getting back there and competing for a starting position next year.
Weren't they in March Madness, Troy?
Swing and a miss.
Trying
to think if they were basketball or going for baseball.
I think that was the basketball coach that said when they have a recruit come in, right, he shows them around town because it's not a big town, and if they ask to eat at Waffle House, they sign them. If they don't, they're out.
Then I would go to that school. That is awesome. That's ball 3-2 on Ty McGraw. Adam Paniagua on deck as the Potters, as Pat pointed out several times during the game, need to get a hit.
That'd be good.
You know baseball, my friend. Tom would not have recognized that. I said, they haven't got any hits. Was that unusual? That's what he would have asked me. Yes, it would be unusual. Inside, and might have hit him, but he's going to go to first base either way. So we said 16 strikeouts and 13 walks. He's got a strikeout and a walk here in the first two batters, so that sounds about right. Paniagua coming up to the plate. Adam has walked and grounded to second. He is 1 for 4 in the series. Paniagua out of Phoenix, Arizona. Takes in the dirt for a ball. 1-0. I got somebody out in the bullpen doing your favorite thing, Pat, just rolling around, stretching around out there, you know. He's doing some sort of leg exercises.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I get that. I get stretching.
You get stretching?
Yeah. I don't understand doing it in the bullpen, but okay.
I get stretching. I don't really participate, but I get it.
Well, the thing is, right, there's nobody out there to tell him, hey, this ball's about to hit you.
Yeah, that's true. We saw one the other day that the Potters had a guy, they were warming up a guy, and the catcher has back to the plate, and they had a line drive down there, and the catcher turned around and just kind of backhanded it. But, yeah, it was a little too close for comfort. And usually you do have the protector out there. But maybe they don't
not
have
if
one.
You're stretching.
Well, he's not doing anything, so they don't need to protect him. Paniagua hits it in the hole, and there's your first base hit of the night for the Potters.
There we go.
So we brought it to the forefront. We brought it to the front of the interest, and everybody said, oh, yeah, we got to get a hit. And, you know, we got a hit.
There you go. Now we need a run or two.
Okay, now here's Braden Sharp coming up to the plate. He has lined out to first base and walked on a Hirschkorn good play way back in the first inning. Braden's 1 for 5 on the season, has a home run. Got that one on Wednesday against the Mudcats in a 17-5 Potters win. Last night they were on the short end of the stick, 5-3 to these Humboldt Crabs. Sharp shows bunt, pulls it back. It's in the dirt. To quote to one of the best movies ever, that's a bold move, Cotton, right there. Bunting with 1 out and 2 on, and you're
Let's
down by 4.
see if it pays off for him.
There you go. Well played, my friend. Well played indeed. Sharp takes outside, so it's 2-0. Williams took the call, third strike to open up the sixth, and a walk to Ty McGraw. Paniagua breaks through with the first hit for the Potters. And now Braden Sharp has a 2-ball, no-strike count. He's followed by Tristan Russell. Sandberg inside. Good block behind the plate by Lombardi. I think the Potters were playing it safe anyway, down 4 runs.
Yeah, plus it's ball 3. It's 3-0, so there's no reason to go.
Got a batter 3-0.
Tom would have gone.
Yes. Well, I don't think he would have got on base anyway, to be honest with you.
Yeah, hey, he's
pinch
not
runner,
a bad hitter.
Pinch runner. Three balls and no strikes. That's in there for a strike. I think when Tom gets up, you use the fishing metaphors. Go smack the marlin or something like that. You got to get something. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. And Sharp takes call, strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Braden Sharp.
I could be wrong, but I don't think that's a bad move because this guy's not been throwing a lot of strikes.
Yeah, and he has a history of walking a lot of batters. So you make him throw 3 in a row. And you chop it in with left side. Nice play at third over to second. That's an excellent play at third by your guy Keenan Morris, who stopped it from going into the outfield and then got up on one knee and forced Paniagua at second. At third is McGraw. It's a fielder's choice, so Sharp is now at first. But Morris with an excellent play.
He's a good all-around player. Good fielder, great hitter. Yeah.
First and third, 2 outs now, and Tristan Russell, who struck out looking into a double play. Hitting left-handed against the right-hander.
I don't want to put any pressure on him, but, knocking one out of here would be good.
Well, he's done it 3 times already. Once from the left side, twice from the right side. He takes the fastball outside. Up at 92 by Sandberg. That's outside as well. So 2-0. Jason Hansen's come out on deck to bat for Zach Story if he comes up in this inning. Hansen pinch hit last night and hit one to the fence, but was retired. Throw over to first base, and back is Braden Sharp. 2-0 now on Tristan Russell. Potters trail at 5-1. They do have a hit now, but now they got to get to the next step. There goes the runner, and the pitch is fouled back to the screen. So Braden will have to go back to first base because that's the rules. And it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Tristan Russell out of Cypress, Texas. Cypress Lakes High School, the high school of Deer and Fox.
No kidding.
Yes, sir.
Who's that?
He was a player once, and he left. And that's all I can tell you. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Good fastball at 92. McGraw at third, Sharp over at first. There goes the runners. It's lifted on the left field. Coming on is Moss. He won't get there. It's in front of him. It's an RBI single for Tristan Russell. The Potters put another run up on the board, and it's 5-2 in favor of the Crabs. McGraw scores. Sharp has to stop at second base. Russell gets the RBI. That's his 29th on the season. It's a big run for the Potters. It's their second hit of the game, and it'll bring up Jason Hansen. He'll come on for Zach Story, who was 0 for 2. Hansen, a right-handed hitter out of Roseville and UC Davis. I don't think he would play shortstop. He might take over at third base and move Russell to second, or we'll see what happens. Ryan Lee also in the mix. He could also come in and play third. So we'll see what happens, but right now it's at the plate. There goes the runners, and it's outside. The throw to third is not in time, and it's a double steal, and the Potters have 2 more runners in scoring position with 2 outs here in the inning. Sharp takes third, and Russell takes second.
It was close play at third, too.
It was closer than I thought it was going to be. It was an excellent throw by Lombardi behind the plate, right on the money. But just too good of a jump by Braden Sharp. And it's 1-0 to Jason Hansen. Takes it on the outside corner. It's called strike. 1-1.
Borderline.
One ball and 1 strike. Hansen check swing. A nice play by Lombardi there to save a run. He gave up the body. Hansen at 265 on the year. He does have 11 runs or 11 walks. He's driven in 6 runs, and he has scored 14. He pops it up. Going out is the second baseman.
Noonan.
And makes the play. That is a Sewell who goes out into short center field. Covered a lot of ground and made the catch. So the Potters score 1 in the inning. We go to the top of inning number 7. They still trail, and now it's 5-2.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team helps keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PFAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
This job is the Esplanade at Turkey Creek phases 4 and 5. Our scope of work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all the topside included with it.
We're putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system in place. It's just cool to be a part of the built environment and know that for the next 100 years that people are going to use and enjoy what we've created here today.
Top of inning number 7, Tanner Wordy is the new pitcher for the Potters out of Santa Margarita, California, and Loyola Marymount University. His second appearance, he's just thrown 1 inning on the season, no runs and 1 strikeout. And he throws an off-speed pitch to Keenan Morris. The leadoff man swings and misses. He's got a double, reached on an error, and walked. He scored twice in the game and made a couple of excellent plays at third base and impressed my broadcast partner, Pat Still.
Do you need this?
I need to keep that. That's the post. That's a home run Post-it note, my friend. The first home run of the season. That's the information they give me when somebody hits a home run.
Okay.
You know, distance and velocity. And I've got my Wall of Fame right here.
I don't see velocity on that one.
That's because it was the first one and we didn't have that hooked up yet.
Got it.
Yeah. Or else it was too slow and they just didn't want to write it down. Inside for a ball, 2-1 on Keenan Morris. 356 on the year now with 21 runs scored. He was 1 for 3 last night with an RBI and a run scored. Checks his swing, and that's in there for a strike. I couldn't help but notice, I looked down on your phone, it says you have 40 messages. I have not had 40 messages on my phone ever.
That's because I don't return
From
them
the
or
day I've
start to
got my
delete
phone,
them.
I haven't had 40 messages. And that's counting the ones you send me. To try to bump my total up a little bit. Look out. That bat went flying, the ball didn't, and it's a strikeout, and Morris is down for the first out of the inning. So Wardy strikes out Keenan Morris. Now it'll be Timmy Reed, the center fielder, out of the University of San Francisco. He's grounded to second and struck out, but the other time he had a 2-run home run over the left field fence. That was back in the second inning. He now has 8 RBI and 9 runs scored. Yeah, send me a message 40 times.
There you go.
Not the picture of you and me. I just not need to see the light of day 40 times. Send me, doing that, all that stuff I see on TV where you erase my face and just send me yours. Reed squares around the bunt, breaking balls in for a strike. Uh-oh, I've got 40 messages now on my phone. Is that coincidental? I don't think so. That one's lined down the right field line. That is a foul ball. And that was, Timmy Reed was already thinking 3, I think, on that one. Although it was hit so hard, Lavin getting over there from right field would have probably got there and been able to run it down. But Reed was thinking extra bases as he ran down the first base line, but the ball is foul. He had a big double last night in the 11th inning. And the home run in the second inning today. Helping the Crabs out to the 5-2 lead they enjoy here with 1 out in the top of inning number 7. Everything was moving along fine, and now everybody has to step out and step back in and everything.
Adjust his gloves.
Check everything out.
Text his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, that's important. Swing and a miss. The fastball got him on strikes. So 2 straight strikeouts for Tanner Wardy here in the 7th inning, and that will bring up Cameron Sewell. RBI double in the first. He grounded to second in the second and then fly to right. Hit a line drive actually to right in the 5th that Jake Lavin caught right in front of the warning track out there. Sewell out of Sacramento State. Oh, I'm getting lots of messages now.
Good.
Not to 40 yet. They all seem to be coming from the same place.
Me?
So it's very suspicious, yes. Very suspicious. Misses the outside corner with that. 2 balls and no strikes. Off speed at 77 from Tanner Wordy out of Loyola Marymount University. I do not know what their mascot is. LMU.
The Mules.
The Lemules. The Lemurs. Got that one in there for a strike. 2-1. Sewell steps out. A little bit nonplussed is what he's witnessed right there on that pitch. 78 miles an hour. Found the middle of the plate. Potter's warming up. Big right-hander out there. Looks like quiet in the bullpen right now for the Crabs as that one's inside. So it's 3-1 on Cameron Sewell. Adam Enyart, the DH, the cleanup man on deck out of St. Mary's College. That one is in there for strike 2.
Nice pitch.
full count to Sewell, who has 2 home runs on the year. Drove in his 13th run of the season in the first inning and then scored his 13th run of the season also in the first inning. That one's fouled out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes once again to Cameron. 2 teams meet again tomorrow to conclude this series. It's a 6:05 first pitch on a slice Sunday. Salute to the Military Appreciation Day, as it is every Sunday out here at McBean Stadium. Sharp grinder down to first base. McGraw has it. He's going to take it himself and step on the bag for the out. So a good inning for Ward. He 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of inning number 7. Potter's trailing this one 5-2.
If you're in need of a seasoned DUI attorney, contact the law office of Samuel D. Burns Incorporated. We are familiar with the laws surrounding your case, and we will work diligently to minimize the negative impact following a DUI charge. With a proven track record, Sam Burns works on your behalf to provide a positive outcome. He's been able to save his clients' driver's licenses and negotiate more favorable terms. Visit our website.
So many local businesses trust Wizzix Technology Group when it comes to their office technology. Wizzix is a full-service, locally owned company with exceptional service, supplies, and support, which guarantees quick delivery and response times. Copiers, printers, scanners, business phone systems, EV charging, document management, and more. Join the ever-growing list of local businesses and win with Wizzix, the largest independent provider in the Valley. Wizzix, office technology made easy.
Lincoln provides all the charm of a small town, yet still provides access to excellent local medical care. At Lincoln Urgent Care, you can find expert services and a compassionate staff available 7 days a week. A friendly front desk staff will welcome you when you come into our brand new facility. Your wait time will be minimal at our walk-in clinic, unlike the emergency room. From broken bones and lacerations to allergies, flu shots, and illnesses, we treat a variety of urgent medical conditions. What sets us apart is not just our central location in Lincoln, but the convenience of our extended hours, including weekends.
Bottom of inning number 7. Potter fans are stretching. Now they're sitting down, and they're going to watch Aiden Chang come up to the plate. He'll be followed by Jake Lavin and Ryan Lee. Aiden Chang's come up to the plate twice and been hit in the back twice. So that's not great, but he's been on base twice. And he'll face Baylor Sandberg here. Swings and misses at a fastball that runs inside, 0-1. His 2 previous appearances against the starter, Jonah Fragus, who went 5 innings, gave up no hits, 1 run. Hit 2, walked 4, and struck out 5. Inside for a ball. He hit 2. He hit Aiden Chang twice. .389 for Aiden out of Roseville, California, Mount Marty University. He has a home run on the season, 8 runs batted in, 9 runs scored. Check swing, and he went around. It's strike 2. I didn't know if he went around or was it a call strike, and they're like, well, it's a strike. Might have been a little touch outside, but I thought he swung anyway. So it's 1-2 on the Potters catcher. Swings and hits it out in front of the plate. Picked up by Sandberg. He goes to the first and gets him by a step. An odd-looking ground ball on an inside fastball. And Chang is retired for out number 1 in the 7th, and Jake Lavin will be the hitter. Jake has grounded to first and struck out. 0 for 2. Comes in at .347. He has scored 20. He's driven in 10. And Ryan Lee is on deck. Check swinging. It's a little bit too high. 1 ball, no strikes. That one is inside and low, 2-0. Two and 0 on Jake Lavin. Potters who got the Cowbells going here in the bottom of the 7th. Lavin shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's a call strike on the inside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jake out of Laguna Beach, California, goes to UC Berkeley, a fine institution of higher learning. Hits that one well to center field. Going back is Reed, still going back. That's over his head and off the wall. Lavin is rounding second. He's looking for third, but he's going to stay at second. The Potters down by a couple runs. Jake Lavin put a charge in that one and hit off the center field fence. He's at second base with 1 out here in the 7th inning. Third hit for the Potters. First for Jake, and Ryan Lee will be the hitter. Ryan started out at second base. He is now the shortstop for the Potters, as Hansen is at third, and Tristan Russell is now at second base. Estimate that one went about 380 off the center field fence, as Timmy Reed, who's really fast, turned around and just took off and couldn't catch up to it. And Lavin's at second base with 1 out. And Lee, who struck out twice and hit into a double play, will be the hitter. Pat still went for a walk around the concourse, seeing if he can find some food items or drink items. He is back. Swing and a miss by Lee. I think that might have been the most impressive hit of the day. That you might have missed that one off the center field fence there. Jake Lavin just popped one over.
As soon as I left, so
yeah,
maybe I should leave again.
Not what I'm saying, man. Although, no. Of course not. You're my guest. You can't do that. Lee takes down low. It's 1-1. We had a ground out and a double, and you're all caught up. And 1-1 on our.
Thank you.
You know, I wanted you to feel like you were right there in the moment, as they say. Swing and a miss by Ryan Lee, 1-2. Shout out while we have a chance to Humboldt broadcaster Liam, who is doing like 7 jobs. He's got a computer open. He's got a camcorder or something, whatever that's called. He's got a
this
couple
guy right
things
here?
plugged. Yeah, that's Liam. He's been doing it for a long time. I was talking to him before the game. He's a fixture up there. He's the man. Lee takes the ball, 2-2.
He's been standing the whole time.
Yeah, well, you know, he's a hardy young fella. He says that when he's at home, he says on the road it's easy. He just sits down and does the game and has a couple of different devices. At home, he's doing everything. He's doing the TrackMan. He's doing the point streak. He's doing the broadcasting. He's doing the scorekeeping. He's doing it all. So it's kind of a break for him. Coming down and hanging out in lovely Lincoln, California. McBean, he likes McBean Stadium a lot. He likes where he sits. He's sitting in the best seat in the house. He's got a couch there. He's got a nice table. Now we can't fit him in the press box. I mean,
lava lamp.
He's got a lava lamp. He's got a water bed. Got all kinds of stuff over there. Chopper foul by Ryan Lee. Big 2-run home run last night was the Potters' whole offense before the extra innings, and they only ended up with 3. Ryan's first home run of the season. Home run, 4 RBI, and 2 runs scored for Ryan Lee out of Sunnyvale, California. Lavin dancing around at second. Lee takes down low. Lays off the breaking ball, and it's 3-2. Brian Williams to follow for the Potters. Came up with 1 in the first, then didn't get much until the 6th, and they put a run more in the bottom of the 6th, and now we are in the bottom of the 7th. They have Lavin out at second base. Hit sharply to shortstop. You're going to go to third to try to get Lavin, and they make the play, and the ball is dropped to third base. McNeil with the throw to Morris, and they had Lavin dead to rights as he waited till the ball went by him before he ran, and usually,
Which
as
is,
you know,
that's the right move, though.
well, usually you don't go unless the ball's behind you. If the ball's ahead of you, you don't go in that situation.
I think he was so far out there, though.
He might have been hung out to dry, yeah. And we're going to have a question. They're going to say, did the guy hold on to it? Did Morris hold on to it long enough at third? And the umpire is going to go talk to one of his fellow umpires. So we will not make the call. It's a fielder's choice for Ryan Lee. He's going to be at first base no matter what. We know that. So it looked like the tag was made, but then the next thing you know, the ball's rolling out. So I don't, it wasn't like he was going to make a throw to first or anything.
Talking about it.
Let's see. And he's safe at third. So it's a fielder's choice. It's going to have to be an error on the third baseman, I think, to drop the throw. Since he was called out and then they had to change it, so he was out. So the error has to be assessed. First error of the game for the Crabs, and it puts runners at first and third for the Potters with just one out, and Brian Williams, who's the potential tying run at the plate.
That ball might have come loose during the tag.
That's what I think they're saying. That's what I think they're saying.
I don't think he bobbled the throw. I think he either got kicked out or...
There goes the runner. They're going to throw it to second base and make the tag, and he's out. And that is not the way you want to play that.
Nope.
So Lee is out trying to steal. Give credit to Lombardi behind the plate for a tremendous throw. And that puts a little damper on the plans right there. And down 3 runs, that's not what you need to have with just one out of the inning. Now 2, and at third base is Lavin. Williams took that, I believe it was a ball. And he takes that, and that's another one. So it's 2-0 on Brian. Ty McGraw to follow. Williams has walked and scored, grounded out to second and struck out. So he's 0 for 2 in this one, 0 for 7 in the series so far. Williams takes ball 3. Nobody throwing it, doesn't look like, for the Crabs. They're milling around in the bullpen, but doesn't look like anybody's up and throwing. Sandberg 3 balls and no strikes.
They've got a catcher out there.
There you go. That is ball 4, I think. Or is that only ball 3?
3 and 1.
I didn't see they must have called the first pitch a strike on the steal attempt. I thought that was called a ball. That's on me. It's like they do. That's on me. So 3-1 on Brian. And that's ball 4, too high. So the Potters get a base on balls. Would have been nice to still have that other runner, but you don't have him, so you don't worry about that because here's Ty McGraw. And this is a guy with home run power. He has 2 on the season, and he's driven in 24 runs. He's scored 20 now. A .469 hitter out of Gardendale, Alabama, and Troy University. As we've got a meeting at the mound, Baylor Sandberg came on to relieve Jonah Fragus, who went 5 innings, gave up no hits and 1 run.
I can't imagine they've got anybody ready to come in. I mean, that guy down there in the bullpen's been warming up for, what, a minute?
Yeah, he's not ready to. You can't bring him in on that kind of warm-up, especially in the summer league.
Only person I know that heats up that quickly is you.
That's true. But then I'm not bringing that much to the table, so it doesn't take much to get to that level. See, that's the thing.
You're coming off the bench ready.
Yeah, I am ready to go. So McGraw with a strikeout and 2 walks today and a run scored. Takes a strike call. 0-1. 91 from Sandberg. It's got a little zip on the ball. It just doesn't always know where it's going. Adam Paniagua on deck here in the 7th inning. McGraw goes around, strike 2. No, it wasn't a swing. Wow.
It sure sounded like maybe his bat got it. Like
wow, yeah, that was, I thought that was a swing. I mean, I'm a Potter fan, don't get me wrong. But, truth, justice, and the American way, as I always say. And I thought he went around. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Chopper out towards second. Nobody covering first. Oh, there's the pitchers over there. They flip it to first and get him. Nice play by the second baseman, Sewell, and the pitcher, Sandberg, covering. The Potters don't score in the seventh. We go to the eighth. They trail it 5-2.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street. Only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Absolutely. Top of the eighth inning. Adam Enyard will start us off against Tanner Wardy on for his second inning of work. Fourth pitcher for the Potters. Erie went 2, then Marsh went 2, Jensen 2, and now Wardy in his second inning. He struck out 2 and had a 1-2-3 seventh inning, and he'll face Enyard, Howard, and Hirschkorn here. And his first pitch is a strike. Enyard is singled twice and struck out. He scored a run.
A lot of people still here.
Oh, they're checking it out. Moves along at a brisk pace with 2 well-pitched games in a row now. And Potters had their chances back in the seventh, haven't done it, but they'll have 2 more tries. Like I said, you get a lot of movement in the crowd up until after the seventh when there's no more beer sales. Then people tend to sit still. Or for some fans, and I'm being honest, or for some fans after the seventh inning, they go, well, it's time to go home now because there's no more beer sales.
Take my keys.
Yep. Let's go. Swing and a miss. There's no curfew for beer sales at home, so get me home. And let's keep it going.
Is there a pitch clock?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so.
No pitch clock. That's too much electronics for us. We're lucky we have a scoreboard. Outside for a ball. 2-2 on Enyard out of St. Mary's College. Comes in at 346 before going 2 for 3 so far tonight. Fouls that one back off Wardy. Tanner from Loyola Marymount University. I have their mascot right on the edge of my brain. Loyola Marymount.
I'm gonna look.
The Lions. They're the Lions.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How sure are you?
I'm 91.5%.
Okay.
So I'm leaving a little open, but yeah, I'm thinking 91.5. Outside 3-2. Tyler Howard on deck, and then Houston Hirschkorn here for the Crabs as they're trying to make it 2 in a row over the Potters here in this PEL series. Just kicking off the season. Tomorrow, 6:05. Swing and a miss. Got him with the slider. Third strikeout for Wardy, and now I'll bring up Tyler Howard, who is at an RBI ground out into a double play and struck out. The Lions, yes! Got it.
Now you're 100% sure.
Now I added that extra 8.5%, and I'm at 100, sir.
Well, that only gives you 99 and a half anyway.
No, 91 and a half and 8 and a half is 100.
Oh, I didn't know you. I didn't hear the 91 and a half. I heard 91.
Oh, no. Fly ball center field. Williams giving ground. Now he'll come in a couple of steps. And he'll make the catch for the second out. Howard hit that pretty well, but right to center field. 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning, and Houston Hirschkorn will be the hitter. The first baseman, he has reached on an air and grounded out twice. Right-handed hitter out of UC Davis up here for his 4th time. 267 with 3 runs batted in prior to tonight. Up here against Tanner Wordy, who's working on a streak of 5 consecutive hitters retired. And has decided that he's going to test that pitch clock theory and just stand out there until somebody tells him he has to throw it. Said, oh, what that guy said about the pitch clock was pretty good. I'm going to try that. And he gets a strike in there. 0-1. Tanner, 6'1", out of Santa Margarita, California. Making his 2nd appearance of the season. And that one is all the way to the backstop, so I believe they'll call that a ball.
I think they call that an easy take.
Maybe I should have been an umpire now that I made that call. That one was at 90 miles an hour from Tanner.
Maybe even 90 and a half.
Don't try to get. I'll put the half in there when it's needed. I don't put it in there if it isn't needed. Little blooper out to shortstop and handled out there by Ryan Lee for the out. So another good inning for Tanner Wordy. Now it's up to the Potters bats. We're in the bottom of the 8th. They trail at 5-2.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
He'll face Adam Paniagua first, who swings and misses. Park University Gilbert he's listed as. And, Pat, we had to do the research right away. They are the Buccaneers, which, again, I think is a tremendous nickname. They're just called.
You want to connect with the Park Buccaneers?
I definitely do.
Okay. I'm going to send them your information.
I would like to get some sort of memorabilia, some sort of merchandise. What's their shop look like?
Well, let's find that out, shall we?
Let's look that up.
Well, they've got a pirate hat.
Paniagua fouls that out. I don't know if I want a pirate hat.
The Buccaneers.
A Buccaneer hat, but it's a Pirates different. The Pirates are the Pirates, the Buccaneers are the Buccaneers.
Come on now.
Score up from Healdsburg. The Prune Packers went to 10 innings to beat the West Coast Kings 5-4 tonight. Medford took down Solano 17-7. Actually, they're taking them down. Now it's 18-7. That's in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here, of course, it's the Crabs 5 and the Potters 2. Paniagua hits a bouncer over the mound. Nice play at second base, but then bobbled by Sewell, and it'll be an infield hit for Paniagua. Sewell measured it. He was running away from first base. It was going to be a very difficult play. Paniagua gets his second hit of the game. The 4th hit for the Potters, leading off the 8th, and that'll bring up Braden Sharp. So what's the shop look like? Oh, that's a nice-looking shirt right there. I'm Buccaneer.
That's you, man.
that is a grizzled old Buccaneer right there.
This looks like the guy they threw off the pirate ship.
Yeah, that's a self-portrait right there. I need that. That's awesome. Grounded foul by Braden Sharp. He is lined to first, walked, and hit into a fielder's choice. So he is 0 for 2, 1 for 6 on the season so far. Jacobs, the third pitcher. Fragus went 5 innings. Then Sandberg 2 innings, 3 hits, and 1 run. Sharp takes the strike. 78 miles an hour from Spencer Jacobs.
He didn't like that pitch.
He did not, but it was a fine-looking pitch. Speaking objectively, that's in the dirt. Nice block by Lombardi, who's done that a couple times tonight to keep runners close. This time it's Paniagua down at first that has to stay put.
Good decision to not go.
Very good. Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. Here's Tristan Russell, now the second baseman for the Potters. Started out at third, moved over to second when Jason Hansen came on for Zach Story. Swings and misses. Jacobs making his 5th appearance. He is 10 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 17 strikeouts, and 5 walks. And an ERA of 2.7. In the dirt, 1-1. Russell and then Jason Hansen as the Potters trail at 5-2. And I know you said a while ago, Pat, there was a lot of time. Time running out, kind of dwindling on us.
Yeah, it is. It's doable.
I still believe, but it's dwindling. Ground ball down to first. Nice play to second for 1, back to first, not in time. But Hirschkorn with an excellent backhanded play to get the force out at second base of Paniagua. And Russell is on with the fielder's choice, but now 2 outs in the inning.
It's kind of the way the Potters' luck has gone tonight. Hard hit balls, find a glove. And
that was a nice play over there at first base. You got to give credit. You're right, but you got to give credit to the Crabs for making those plays.
No, absolutely. But if that gets through, it's second and third.
And it's a much different outlook. But right now it's Jason Hansen coming on for his second appearance. He flew out to short center field to the second baseman his last time up. And he takes the ball 1-0. Jacob's a big fella.
How big?
I think he might be 6'3". And he's got some weight on him too, maybe about 220, 225. Outside, fake throw back to first base. Going back head first was Tristan Russell. So 2-0 to Jason Hansen. Aiden Chang follows Jason. here in the 8th inning, but 2 outs. That one is a little bit too high. 3-0. Potter's just trying to get that potential tying run to the plate. That's all you're working on, Pat.
Do not swing.
Okay. Is that your base coaching technique? It is a strike.
That's
but I
okay.
still agree
That's
with you.
all.
I agreed with your whisper technique. You're the bat whisperer.
Somebody's warming up for the Potters.
That's right. There is somebody out there. We think it's Connor Doucette. That is strike 2. So 2 outs, 3 balls, 2 strikes on the hitter. And Russell will be going at first base. And it's ball 4. Hanson gets his 12th walk of the season.
There are.
He's at first, and at second is Russell, and here comes Aiden Chang.
6 or 7 little leaguers down here. They've all got gloves. They're all dancing around. They're standing. What is it? Bottom of the 8th. They are not going to sleep anytime soon.
Right. And they're all wearing shorts.
Yep.
It's getting a little chilly out here.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. As
it's summertime.
Lombardi goes out to talk to Spencer Jacobs as Chang comes to the plate. He's been hit by a pitch twice and then grounded out to the pitcher. The conclave is joined by the manager who goes out there just to say his piece, just to, earn his keep and everything. Chang does have a home run on the season. It went 340 feet back on June the 12th.
100 miles an hour.
It was 100 miles an hour indeed, sir.
Uh-huh.
Now here comes Eli Garcia out to chat with the umpire.
Pinch hitter?
Perhaps. Or just to talk. He's going to talk to Aiden.
He's like, hey, remember those 2 at-bats where you got hit? Yeah.
Did that hurt? Did that hurt?
Lean into it.
Yeah. Well, that would be, I don't know if that's exactly what he's saying, but okay. Jake Labin is on deck. Jake hit it over the center fielder's head his last time up for a double. Unfortunately, didn't make it any further than third base. So here's Aiden Chang out of Roseville, California, which is near here. Jacobs' first pitch is outside, and Lombardi again saves him. 1 ball and no strikes on Aiden Chang.
Before the game started, we interviewed maybe 10 to 12 of the players.
Yeah.
And one of them was from Roseville. And the whole idea was, a lot of these guys are here playing summer ball. They haven't seen their families in a long time. That's
Line
through.
drive up the middle, base
That's
hit.
through.
Here comes a runner around third. He will score without a throw. And staying put at second base is Jason Hanson. So Chang delivers the RBI single. Scoring is Tristan Russell. Hanson stops at second. Second hit of the inning. Potters have their 3rd run up on the board. And now I think we're getting a pitching change from the other side.
Yep.
As we're seeing a new Humboldt crowd coming in. And we'll take a break here. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning. Potters threatening, but they trail by 2.
I'm Bill Spear, North Valley president of FiveStar Bank. In a time when business can feel so uncertain, we're here for you every step of the way.
I know they have a lot of bells and whistles within their bank, but just the relationship piece here locally on the business side is huge for us.
FiveStar treats us like we're number one. They're right there with suggestions, with help. So I have to bank with people that have our mission in mind.
We're FiveStar Bank. How can we help you?
Bottom of the 8th, Potters with runners at first and second. A run in. It's a 5-3 ball game. Caden Kohlberg is the new pitcher out of Southeast Missouri State University, making his 7th appearance, 11 innings, just 4 hits and 1 run. He struck out 15. He's walked 10. He is 1-0 with 2 saves and an 0.81 ERA, and he's going to face Jake Lavin, the left-hand hitting right fielder for the Potters, who has grounded out, struck out, and doubled. And he'll take a ball. Chang comes through with the RBI, his 9th of the season. He's at first base with Jason Hansen at second. Lavin takes inside the fastball at 93 from Kohlberg. Southeast Missouri State University, as Pat Steele just informed me, the Red Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice.
You don't just land on the Red Hawks. They probably had a nickname that they had to change.
I see.
Okay,
I
we're
see.
going to be the Red Hawks
Okay.
now.
3-0 to Jake Lavin. I see what you're saying. Perhaps Native American related or something of that nature. Perhaps
maybe.
They went. You know, it'd be good. Red Hawks. Hey, that's great. Let's do that. They might.
They've been around since 1873.
Okay,
I don't think
all
the Red
right.
Hawks were really popular back then.
Not that popular back in the day. That is a strike, 3-1. Well, you can read the history and say, one thing they thought from the beginning is we want to be the Red Hawks.
That's right.
Because after the Civil War, the Red Hawks was really a good mascot.
Well, their mascot is Rowdy, the Red Hawk.
Oh, I love that. I love when they name mascots. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
Man, he was trying to park that one.
He
wasn't
was trying to put the Potters ahead and is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. But that ball came through at 94 miles an hour from Kohlberg.
Okay, somebody needs to say it because every baseball announcer says it ever when it's 3-2 and 2 outs. Runners will be going.
Oh, I already said that.
Oh.
A long time ago. Ball 4. I mean, not on this batter. You can't say it on every batter. But then you say it, and if the runners don't go, you look.
It's just like, hey, you need to talk to these guys.
Potters have loaded the bases, and they've scored once. And Ryan Lee is scheduled to be the hitter. The Potters started out at second base. Now he is shortstop. And so here's Ryan. He has struck out twice and into a double play and into a fielder's choice. Had the 2-run home run last night, and he's up here with the bases loaded. And 2 outs in the 8th inning. Potters have scored once. It's a 5-3 game. Caden Kohlberg, the 4th
Just
pitcher.
a line drive single would be nice.
You're asking, why don't you manifest that? I like that very much. Fastball is in there for a strike.
Nope.
0-1.
Not according to the electronic computer. That
Well,
was
we
outside.
can't rely on the electronics all the time. We have to rely on the naked eye.
We live in an electronic world. my
We do.
friend.
That's over the top of Lombardi, but it bounces right back to him. And good base running at third by Jason Hansen, not to just take off.
You ever been to the field at the Sacramento Army Depot?
I believe I have.
Yeah, a pitch like that would have scored all 3 runs. The
Then we-
backstop's like 150 feet.
Then we need to move the game to there. I don't know if all the fans would go, but we could put them in buses and stuff. Outside, 2-1. Brian Williams on deck. Goldberg does have 10 base on balls in 11 innings. And that is ball 3. Came in at 93, but missed the strike zone. It's 3-1. If it was 3-2, I'll say runners will be going. But I can't say it on 3-1. Guess it really would be a bad idea. Very bad idea. Fouled off, and now it's 3-2.
And now you can say it.
But you have to. There is a disclaimer though in this situation. You have to say runners will be going except for the runner at third. Because he's not going to run into the guy swinging. You can take your time at third. You don't need to run.
He'll be trotting.
He'll just be. Ball 4.
Look at this. It's a one-run ball game.
Lee gets the base on balls. He also gets an RBI. Hanson scores. It moves Chang to third, Lavin at second, and brings up Brian Williams Jr. Potters trailing at 5-4 now. They've scored twice here in the 8th. Williams has walked, grounded out, struck out, and walked again, so he is 0 for 2. He has a home run. He has 9 runs batted in and 30 runs scored on the season. Caden Kloberg is the pitcher for the Crabs, and swing and a miss on a big 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Kohlberg.
He had grand slam in mind.
He had, he wasn't listening to your line drive single theory. He was going for line drive home run theory. 0-1. And that's high for a ball, 1-1. Ty McGraw on deck. Is high again. Tried to take something off it at 83, and it's 2-1 on Brian Williams. Kohlberg wild high so far here in the 8th inning. And a big pitch coming up to Williams with a 2-ball, 1 strikeout as your little leaguers are just moving behind home plate. They are getting things going down there. Ball 3 on the outside. Worst feeling in the world if you're a pitcher and you're having a little trouble getting it on, then you feel like you're being squeezed a little bit, perhaps, you know.
Do you take one here? I think you do.
You know, you do in baseball, but it's summer league baseball. You want guys to swing. You want guys to go after it, you know. I don't think you take one here. Ball 4. We got a tie ball game. Aiden Chang scores. The third goes Lavin. The second goes Ryan Lee. Williams is at first. He gets an RBI, his 10th. We are tied at 5.
I think you got a new pitcher coming in.
Yes, I think you're right, because Ty McGraw is coming up to the plate. And again, they haven't been warming up a guy for very long if he is coming in. But it does look like they're going to bring in a new pitcher. So we'll have another pitching change. Everything has changed. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Potters have the bases loaded, and this game is tied at 5.
Hi, Bill Evans, president of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team help us keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PFAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
This job is the Esplanade at Turkey Creek phases 4 and 5. Our scope of work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all the top side included with it.
We're putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system.
We are back. The new pitcher is number 18, Brock Lenhart, out of the College of the Redwoods. He is making his 4th appearance 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks, a 3.60 ERA. No wins, losses, or saves for Brock. So Caden Kohlberg came in and walked all 3 batters he faced. And the Potters have scored 3 times. They have 2 hits in the inning. A single by Chang and a single by Pentiagua to start us off way back when. And now here's Ty McGraw. 2 home runs, 24 runs batted in for our first baseman.
Like you say, it's summer league, so there's probably not as much pressure, but bases loaded tie games, 8th inning, you bring this guy in, a little bit of pressure on him.
A little bit, and then if I'm the batter, I'm looking for something right away, aren't you?
Yep.
He's trying to get something over the plate. You're saying there, I'm going to, the first one is he's going to call out the catcher, Nico Lombardi. Again, Leonard only 3, this is his 4th appearance, so you don't know if he's worked with Lombardi before behind the plate. You got to make sure their signals are straight. Unofficially, that would be 11 free passes for the Potters, 9 walks and 2 hit batters.
The little leaguers are multiplying.
I know they are. They're like, gremlins? They're just like, there's more of them and more of them and more of them.
Just this army of 10-year-olds.
And they're making a lot of noise, and it's helping the Potters.
Yep.
Menhart, off-speed pitch outside. Ty McGraw shows very good restraint because if I saw that one was as big as a balloon coming in. I'm like, I'm going after that one. Couple of walks, a strikeout, and a ground out for Ty. He watches that one sail high and outside.
Do not swing.
Oh, no, don't do your bat whisperer.
Why? Worked last time.
It did work last time. And we've got a balk. He just called a balk on Lenhart, and we're going to have a little bit of an altercation as Lavin scores the run to put the Potters ahead. Unlikely scenario, yes, but I like it too.
You know, we got a good old-fashioned rhubarb at the moment.
We got a brouhaha brewing here as the umpire's like, hey, he balked. I had to call it. You can tell almost what he's saying.
And so the Crabs manager looked at the umpire and he pointed at him.
Just gave him the old,
yeah. And then,
you.
Turned around and walked off. But the umpire's going to see that later in his sleep. Like, oh, gosh, I really
the Potters
made it
somehow lead this game 6-5.
I know.
McGraw lifts one out to left field. Moss after it in the corner. And it drops. Both runs will score. And Moss has himself a double. And the Potters now lead it 8-5.
Is this one of the strangest games you've ever seen?
I don't even know what the score. I have no idea. 6 runs in the inning. That's the 3rd hit. That was out in the darkest part of the park. You couldn't really even see what was going on out there.
It's 8-5.
It is 8-5. The Potters were desperately out of this game for so long. And then you said we need to get some hits, and there's plenty of time, and it worked out so far. And here is Adam Paniagua, who has a couple of hits and a walk tonight.
They wanted to make a dramatic thing out of it, so they waited.
He's the 10th batter in the inning. He started us off with a single a long time
How many walks?
Unofficially, like I said, 11 pre-passes. And don't forget the balk. Walk and balk. It's a new thing.
I think that's a new chicken place.
3 runs scored on walks, 1 run on a balk, and 2 runs on that double. And McGraw now with 26 runs batted in. That is a ball. Humboldt went through, like, I'm going to say 5 innings. So it's 16 innings of great pitching. And then they've given up 6 hits, 7 runs in the last couple of innings. And Paniagua takes the ball. Braden Sharp scheduled next. See the Potters, who they got warming up down in the bullpen to close this one out. I think it was Connor Doucette earlier. Paniagua takes outside. 3-1 on Adam, who walked in the first, singled in the sixth, and singled earlier here in the eighth. And that is in there for a call strike, so it's 3-2.
Runner will not be going.
Very nice.
You're
You
welcome.
wanted to get that one in early, didn't you? Very nice. Swing and a miss, and Paniagua is down on strikes. Potter scores 6 times in the eighth through some unlikely means. We go to the ninth. They'll try to close this one out and even the series. They lead at 8-5.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Here in Michigan, we do more than just survive the winter. We thrive during it. You simply can't keep us away from what we love most: great times and amazing beer. The snow transforms the landscape and lays the path for adventures yet to be had. Trails ready to be explored, and freshly groomed hills ready for the first run of the day. And later, as the sun descends, it's time to unwind with great conversation and even better friends. Experience a taste of Michigan winter with Founders Brewing Company, born and brewed in Michigan.
Being a laborer means everything. It was what took care of me when I was growing up. It's what takes care of me now. Because of President Biden and the money he's put into infrastructure, the need for our workforce to expand is out of this world. When our members are able to go to work on these big projects that are funded by Biden's economic investments, it means continued growth in their wages, in their pensions, in their health benefits. It means they're going to be able to take care of their families.
Back here in the top of the ninth inning, Connor Doucette comes out of the bullpen for the Potters to try to close this one down. And if you'd have said that to me before the last inning started, I would have closed it down. Wait a minute, we're down 5-2 and we haven't got it. But the Potters, no, I wouldn't have said that. The Potters scored 6 runs in the eighth with 3 hits and 4 walks, perhaps.
And a balk.
And a balk. Yeah, don't forget the balk. That was the go-ahead balk. There you go. Sutter Moss will start us off in the top of the ninth against Connor Doucette. Swings and misses. Doucette making his 7th appearance, 6 innings, 1 hit, 7 strikeouts and 3 walks. He hasn't given up an earned run yet. He does have he has 2 saves, so he's going for save number 3. He'll have to get through Moss, and then McNeil and Lombardi are the scheduled hitters for the Crabs. Moss takes a strike.
What happened to the little leaguers?
0-2.
They're gone.
Oh, yeah. They're better at rooting for somebody. They don't like to root against people.
Okay.
See, so they're going to, or maybe they just relocated. Or maybe they went home. There's a lot of different options. A lot of different options here. That's a high fastball from Doucette. 2-2. Out of the Woodlands in Texas, he is in the portal. I think he was in your little video you did today before the game. He was one of the players that was in there, and he was, like I say, from Texas, so he got to say hi to the family back home, which was the purpose of the video. Okay. That is ball 2, 2-2 on Sutter Moss out of San Joaquin Delta College. He has grounded out, struck out, and grounded out, so he is 0 for 3. Two balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed and left fielder. Hit sharply to second base. Russell tracks it down over to first for the out. 1 down, 2 to go for the Potters. Elijah McNeil is the next scheduled hitter. The shortstop has flied out, singled, and been hit by a pitch. That is Elijah McNeil from UC Davis. I got mesmerized with the tie-dye uniforms, and I couldn't find his number. But it's right there.
It's kind of mixed in, though, isn't it?
It is kind of mixed in.
Nice
breaking
pitch.
ball just misses from Doucette. 1 ball and no strikes.
Was high.
High fly ball. Short right center field. Williams coming on. Now it's Lavin, and he'll make the catch in right field for the second out. So 2 outs here. The Potters looking to even this series and take us to the rubber game tomorrow at 6:05 right here on all these same networks and at the same stadium as well. As here's Nico Lombardi. So here's Nico Lombardi. Two outs here in the 9th inning. Potters leading it 8-5. That's in there for a strike. 0-1. Grounder out to shortstop. Handled by Lee over to first. That's your ball game. Potters, unlikely win. They come up with 6 in the bottom of the 8th inning, and they eventually win this one 8-5 to even this even series at 1 game apiece. We're back with our postgame. We'll talk to our special guest today, Mr. Pat Still, and wrap this one up for you right after this on the Stones Broadcast Networks.
Maybe.
Being a laborer means everything. It was what took care of me when I was growing up. It's what takes care of me now. Because of President Biden and the money he's put into infrastructure, the need for our workforce to expand is out of this world. When our members are able to go to work on these big projects that are funded by Biden's economic investments, it means continued growth in their wages, in their pensions, in their health benefits. It means they're going to be able to take care of their families.
Welcome back to the Potters postgame. Mark the Phantom Low, my special guest, Pat Still. And Pat, you came out here, you did your job. You told me, you said, don't get worried. It's plenty of time. Everything's going to work out.
Every time I've been out here, they've won.
It wasn't the normal way everything works out, but it worked out anyway, and the Potters came out with a win.
It was one of the strangest baseball games I've ever seen at any level.
It was nuts.
And I'm glad the Potters won. They hung in there. They did exactly what they were supposed to do, which is like if the ball's not over the plate, don't swing at it. But I'm sure the Crabs are walking away going, we gave that one away. We had it, and we let it go.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, I know I have fans. Fans come up all the time, and they want to talk to me, but I'm busy. I can't talk to people like that.
How about the pitching? I mean, the Crabs get 5 runs in the first 2 innings, and then it's all goose eggs afterwards.
Yeah, seven innings after that, 2 hits, no runs. Don't have the strikeouts compiled yet, but it wasn't really a strikeout game for the Potters tonight as much. It was just control, play some good defense, come back, bide your time, wait for your chance, and it finally came, and it came in the presence, as you said, Humboldt was complicit in their own demise.
It was one of those things where
I
I was afraid to say anything to you in the 8th inning because they kept, okay, there's another runner. Oh, there's a run. As soon as I say something, right, they're going to just crash and burn. But 6 runs?
I got to give you credit, man. You were the walk whisperer or whatever it was. Do not swing. Do not swing. And it worked every time. And then they came in. And what better way for the eventual winning run to cross the plate than on a balk that nobody was paying attention to, and all of a sudden the umpire went crazy and he balked in the run.
Yeah, and I have to say again, I say it every time I come out here, I love this park. I love the atmosphere. It's affordable. You see a lot of families. A lot of dancing, nervous, cotton candied up little leaguers.
Yes, there are a lot of them.
It's just fun. It's not only fun. I think the broadcast that you do is such a service for the families that can't be here. Right? They get to keep up on their sons and see what's going on. All right.
There's Tanner. Tanner's coming in. Tanner, come on over here, buddy. Switch headsets with my man Pat there. Tanner Wordy coming on. He's our player of the game. He's taking over for Pat Still. That's a country music Hall of Famer right there, Radio Hall of Famer Tanner. And you are worthy, my friend, of taking his place today. We were just discussing Raising Cane's player of the game, Tanner Wordy, 2 innings and basically just gave up nothing. Just basically didn't want to give anything to the other team. But you weren't the only one. You guys, after the first 2 innings, 7 innings from the bullpen, just 2 hits and no runs allowed. You kind of keeping each other going out there.
Yeah, I think we definitely had a lot of momentum after Marsh came out and really just set the tone there.
Yeah.
And I think after Marsh, it was just the bullpen was rolling after that. I think we all did a good job of throwing strikes and limiting base runners and stuff.
Yeah, Peter Jensen came on and pitched 2 innings after Quentin Marsh, as you said, and you came on for 2. You're the winning pitcher. Connor comes out and gets the save. But, I mean, I know you've seen a lot of baseball. I'm a little older than you, so I've seen a little more baseball. That's kind of the weirdest way to win a game I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it's baseball.
Yeah, it's baseball.
You can never really script these things out. So it's a matter of just, the bullpen being on their toes, ready to throw, and I think we did a great job. And also the bat just coming out when we needed it and tacking together some runs on and, putting pressure on the other pitcher, making him try to throw strikes, which they struggled at.
Yeah, and I think that I know you're a pitcher, you're not the hitter, but I think that's tough to come out here because we did get we got a couple of bases loaded walks, but it's not always easy. Those guys are up there anxious to swing the bat and to be able to take pitches like that. I mean, that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, I mean, also like speaking as a pitcher, to put that pressure on a pitcher, it's never easy. Bases loaded, no outs, and you can't find the zone. It's very, very hard to throw strikes in that situation, especially with our bats. I think we have one of the best lineups in the PEL. So once we got the bases loaded, I knew it was kind of game over from there.
Yeah, and I know it's really early. You guys won the game against Solano, put 17 up on the board last night, a really well-played game on both sides. But I know it's early, but you talk about the PEL. It's important to get a win. It's important to show these guys you can beat them, right?
It is, especially after last night, after going extra innings with them, to scrap this one out and kind of even up the series against them. It's huge. And then going into tomorrow, you have Vassar on the mound and Bulldog. So definitely it's going to help with him.
You got to feel good about your situation. Before I let you go, Tanner, tell me, Loyola Marymount, Rancho Margarita, California, how did you find your way to the Potters?
Well, it was this January. I woke up, got a text from one of my coaches and was like, hey, me and one of my other roommates, Gabe Maya, who's here last year.
Oh, yeah, I love Gabe. Yeah,
oh, yeah, he's one of my best friends. But me and him got sent out in early January by one of our coaches. So I've loved it so far. It's a really great atmosphere. It's always so fun. The crowd gets into it, and so.
Yeah, Gabe would know about it, be able to tell you about it. Well, finally, what are you looking to accomplish? Anything in particular with your pitching out here, or are you just coming out here to try to get work, try to get innings?
A little bit of both. I'm trying to get work and also improve to go back to my school and help them get a bunch of wins too. So just trying to improve and also getting better at the same time.
Well, fantastic job out there tonight, Tanner.
Thank you so much
for
for your
coming
time.
up.
Thank
You
you.
are the Raising Cane's player of the game. You can share it a little bit with your bullpen buddies, okay?
I will. I definitely will.
Potters
they
bullpen.
They deserve it.
4 pitchers, 7 innings, just 2 hits, and they come back, and Potters win an unlikely one, 8-5. We're back right after this with more on the postgame on the Stones Broadcast Networks. Thanks to Tanner Wardy, our Raising Cane's player of the game, for coming up here. A fine young gentleman who came up here and represented the bullpen, as we said a couple of times. 7 innings of work, just 2 hits allowed, and they allowed the Potters to come up and eventually catch up in a bizarre 8th inning. It's worth going back to watch this broadcast again, just to watch that 8th inning and hear Pat Still, the bat whisperer, tell people, don't swing. Don't swing. So the Potters win this one 8-5, even the series 1 game apiece. Tomorrow is the final of the series, 6:05 first pitch. Come on out here to McBean Stadium and witness it in person, but if you can't, check us out. Stones Broadcast Networks, Lincoln Potters Baseball on YouTube. Subscribe, like them, do all that stuff. We want to have you watching the Potters this summer. For Mark the Phantom Lowe, Raleigh the engineer, Willie Preston, the interns, and my special guest, Mr. Pat Still, the Hall of Famer, thanks so much for watching. We will see you next time.